He was hiding as a Wonka employee, and of course he was hiding in the Wonka village. And as I'm taking him back, I realized something really important. This is a very long walk. This is an insanely long walk. I don't even know why I'm deciding to walk this far. This is such an insane. It's beautiful. I like the scenery. It's magical. I don't have enough stamina to be doing all this, and I think there's got to be a better way. Maybe the game didn't intend for me to do this. I just am so invested, and I was so encaptured in that quest, and I'm really encaptured in the game and the beauty of these pots going around and the very lollipop guild Wonka kingdom Oompa Loompa s nonsense that's going on. And as I'm walking this man back through, debating on how I'm gonna get past all this nonsense, I remember that I have I have a horse. I have a horse. I could I could take the horse. I'm so happy that I could take the horse. I didn't know that. Didn't know that. Makes sense in hindsight that I could have done this. Didn't know that. Didn't didn't really factor that in. There's an order to these bounties, by the way. I want to point that out. I didn't realize there was an order to these bounties in terms of hardness and how difficult they were. There is an order to how the bounties are supposed to go. This was one of the harder bounties, but the bounty did lead me to get to a bunch of other stuff. I'm happy that I could just turn it in and get my money, and I do appreciate how simple it is to turn in bounties because I'm pretty sure I had a fine or something going on with me, and they didn't try to take me in, which is nice. I'm very happy about that. And I enjoy the banter that they do, telling me that I'm off the hook and I'm impressive and my hair is nice and I smell delicious and he would want to marry me. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. I need that boot of confidence because I just got done doing a very difficult, annoying quest. So it is nice to hear all that nonsense. I don't know what these guys are doing. They should be out hunting. I wish I could take them with me. That'd be fun if I could take them with me. That'd be outstanding. So immediately after that, I grabbed the next bounty. Immediately after that, I decided to grab the next bounty and I discovered that I had money. So I said, okay, I'm going to go gamble. Or at least that's what I thought. But this room looked very horrifying and scary. And the atmosphere made me anxious for some reason. I don't know why I got anxious going into this building. I don't know why. But I decided that I would learn how to gamble another day. Immediately upon leaving, another guy I saw just right there, I could tackle him. I was confused. I lost some money when he bumped into me though, and he pickpocketed me. So I immediately knew that he was somebody that needed to get dealt with. He needs to go to prison. I didn't know he was even an outlaw. I didn't even know that I was heading toward an outlaw. I didn't look at the mini map at all. I was just walking casually. This guy was really easy to get. He took my money and he deserves death. I hope he goes to prison for 1,000 years. Don't take my money. Hated that guy so much. So I brought him in. I got the money for him, and that was fine and dandy. And I was thinking maybe I should go back and learn how to gamble. Maybe I should go back and do that. Nah, I'm probably not the best idea to learn how to gamble. That'll turn to my father, and I don't want to become my father. That's not smart to become my dad. Not right now. So I had found another guy. While I was looking at his poster, he appeared behind me, and I found him. I was looking at his poster. He popped up behind me and tried to pickpocket me. I don't know why these guys are so easy to find. They're popping up like rats or just snow in a white forest on a white plate in the winter. I don't know what he's doing. That was dumb to try to attack me that way. That was idiotic. And then I found this little encampment that had this puzzle. And I want to point this out. I'm not a puzzle player. I am not a guy that plays puzzle games. Watching this puzzle, I want you to get just as agitated and infuriated because I'm pretty sure this puzzle is very easy. I know this puzzle is probably for fifth graders, second graders, maybe even eighth graders. Maybe this is a kindergarten puzzle where you just got to move one piece and it'd be a fun thing. This is 9 pieces. This is such an easy, childish little puzzle. But as this puzzle was going on, I had my brother in my ear the entire time, and he was talking to me, instructing me on how to do this puzzle because I had no idea what to do. You know what's crazy about this entire puzzle? Very simple puzzle. I saw someone else do this on YouTube after I completed it, and I discovered that this puzzle was child's play. This puzzle was so easy, I felt embarrassed upon getting stuck on this puzzle for so long because I don't use my brain that much. I'm not a puzzle guy. When I get older, my brain's going to become oatmeal. And you're going to taste that oatmeal. And it's going to be delicious because it's going to have brown sugar. Because I'm brown, I got sugar running through my body. That's how black people work. We have sugar run through the course of our veins. That's what black people are. I didn't know this puzzle was going to be so disgustingly difficult. And this is a random puzzle and a random encampment. Nothing good is within this puzzle, by the way. There's nothing amazing inside of it. And I got to respect this game for adding every other games puzzles in it. There are environmental puzzles. There are puzzles like this. There are time lever puzzles. I went to a manor, a Lioncrest manor, I believe, and I did like 57 different puzzles, stealing a bunch of stuff. You'll see that later in the video. There's so many puzzles in this game. I don't know who concocted these. I'm not sure why they did this, but I gotta respect their effort to keep your brain stimulated as well as your action brain stimulated. Because man, this puzzle, I was here for far too long. You're probably thinking, oh, this is gonna go on for like, I don't know, a minute or two. This took me like an hour. It took me like an hour to get this puzzle done. This was completely absurd. I don't even know why I was doing this for so long. I just wanted to get it done. I started something, I need to get it done. That's how I felt. But then after I did it, I got the inside of that. My brother was watching my screen. I saw something on the inside of here. I'm still getting used to the controls, so I put my arm out there. And I see something on the inside of here. And lo and behold, I'm thinking, okay, I can just grab this thing. I'm trying to figure out how to get peer in closer to look at it. I forgot the controls completely. And it said steal. So I said, okay, I guess I'll steal it. It's just a small box, doesn't really matter. And immediately I lost some contribution points. Is this somebody's house? Why that was stupid. That was dumb. I hated that. That's dumb. Stealing mechanic is horrible in this game. It's dumb in this game. So after that, I ended up finding a nun, and she was, I don't know, selling orphans or something, and she was doing something evil. But I found her inside of a church, and she's a corrupt nun. I think she kills people or something. I have no idea. I have no idea why she did that. Don't know what she was doing, but I put her in the chokey because why is a nun doing evil things? Why is she disgusting and ridiculous? Why is she out here trying to ruin the funds of the church? Is she trying to go against God? Is her purpose to be against the one and only, the Most High Yahweh? The God's name in this game is Solomon, something of that variety. I'm not sure, but I hope I can fight the guy, whoever the God is. I hope I can kill him. My goal is to kill the God of this game. If I could kill the God of this game, I would be over the moon and exalted. I turned her in, and they're very happy about it. These guys are here 24/7, by the way. They never leave. They're always there talking and gooping around. I wish we could see people sleep. That's probably a thing I'd like to see. I'd love to see people sleep. That would be outstanding and fantastic. Now, as you notice, I did a bunch of bounties. That means I have a bunch of money. And since I have a bunch of money, there's only one reasonable thing to do when you have a bunch of money in this game. I decided to go upstairs in this bar right here. I could feel the anticipation toddling me through. I went up to these priests and saw and thought maybe they know about the gambling. They know what I'm about to do. I thought I could pray to them beforehand. I greeted them to let them know that I'm about to go gamble and go crazy. Hopefully they can understand that I am my father's child. And I'm going to explain to you the horrifying nature of the nonsense that I encountered when I went through this door to go gamble. So there's one guy at the table, and I decided to sit down for duos. Pay 15 silver, which is a crazy amount just to play a game, but I understand that's the getting it point. And this game is a completely separate video game. This alone would be $20 on Steam if this were just a game. It is called Perfect 9, I believe. You just got to get perfect nines. So this is my first time playing the game, and he gets the first turn, and he decides. These are the rules to the game. I'm going to explain these rules the best way I know how. If you get a 10 pair, you win immediately, I believe. If you get a perfect 9, I believe that is also a win as well, unless somebody gets a 10 pair. It depends on how many points you get close to what the points you get with 410, 4-6, 1-4. If you score too high, I believe, it doesn't count. I believe you have to get closer to the 9 pair. And that is how it works. On the right, they explain the ordering pair of how these sticks work. There's special hands such as Warden, High Warden, Judge, and Executor. These hands are very special hands that work differently from the other hands. So that is the basic mechanism of the game. Now, right now, you probably think that I'm reading all this. You probably think that I'm looking at this. And you can also cheat. You can cheat as well. They give you hints on how to play, stay one step ahead. The results of the match isn't determined by strength of hand alone. It can be a whole bunch of other stuff. 1 step, race 2 steps forward. The eye is faster than the hand. Some gamblers may use tricks to cheat. If an opponent here seems shifty, all that other stuff. And then there's duel guides. Players duel with 20 cards number 1 to 10. All this other stuff. Receive 2 cards. Check it. It's like they tell you all this stuff, right? I didn't read any of that. I looked at it and decided, why should I read any of this? That's absurd. This guy could be cheating. I'm not going to figure out what he's doing. I'm not going to figure out how he's playing the game or if he's cheating. I have no idea. I trust that he wants to gamble same as me, and we're just guys. I wish there was a dealer here. Maybe that'd make it a bunch easier. But they didn't have dealers back in peasant days. So I look at my hands. I look at it. I see, okay, all right, I've got a perfect 9. I think I win. Oh, I think I win. Cool. So I just go all in. Perfect 9. I read the word perfect and decided, why would I not just, I raised a little bit. And then I said, why not just go all in? I think this is a good hand. I don't, I don't think, I think I should just go all in. I'm just debating. I should just go all in. Why would I not go all in? So I raise again, and he's raising, and I think he doesn't know what I got. I think I'm trying to get him to get all his money in there. I think that was the thing, but I decided to go all in because I wanted that sweet 11. And he said, "Oh, okay, all right, pause. I'm all in too. I'm happy he knows how to play with a high roller. I won immediately. He got 7 points, and I got a perfect 9, and that means I won. So I annihilated him. Oh, it felt such a rush went through my body. Oh my goodness. Oh, I peed a little bit. Oh, such a rush ran through my body. Oh, that was so good. I decided to never, and I mean never, gamble again. I never wanted to do that. That I just left immediately after winning one hand. I'll get that achievement another time when I have more money, because I couldn't risk losing all my money. I needed my money for a bunch of other stuff. But then I felt the spirit of Rosa Parks and Harriet Tubman go through me, because I found a slave camp. A slave camp, a camp of slavers. I didn't even know they had this in the game. A bunch of people were keeping slaves in and trading them and using their bodies for nefarious activity. I didn't want their bodies to be used. I didn't want that. I was curious if I could run a slave camp myself, but I don't think that's possible. I can't run a slave camp myself. I looked through the game. I just tried to debate. If I could do it myself, I would do it. But I was angry that I myself couldn't run a slave camp. My ancestors didn't get the chance to own slaves, so I thought maybe I can make up for it with this video game. So I decided to take everybody out in here because I was jealous. I was jealous they had people doing all the work for them, and I couldn't have somebody doing all the work for me. How come I don't get the work done for me? That's not fair to my end. So I ended up annihilating and destroying this entire camp, and I was then freeing a bunch of people. I liberated the region, and I felt powerful. I felt strong. I felt domineering. I felt as if I was the strongest man to ever do it. Now, I wish all this stuff on the ground I didn't have to pick up one by one. That would be fantastic. If you don't get one of the liberation cutscenes, you got to technically pick up all the stuff one by one, and that's outstanding. I hated that. I had to figure out how to untie these guys. I think walking up to these guys unties them, but I didn't know that at this current point in time. If I just walked up to them aggressively, it would untie them. I thought I had to look at them and stuff of that variety, but I went around and just kind of grabbed everything piece by piece, one by one, because I wanted to sell all this stuff, because I figured I need some money, and getting all this stuff from selling it would be fantastic. So I felt as though I needed all the bandit loot. Bandit loot is very important to me, and I needed every single smidgen of it. After this little encounter, I freed this guy. He was a slaver, and he said, "Wait, please. I'm a slave. Please don't end my days here. I don't want to meet my maker." You're gonna meet your maker one day, buddy. I'm not sure why you think I'm not gonna destroy you. I could have took him out right here. I just wanted to hear him beg a little bit, because realistically, I could have made him my slave, and then he wouldn't have had anything to do. I would have annihilated this guy. It would have been beautiful. It would have been the end of his entire life. It would have been the end of his existence. Yeah, I could have done that, but I decided to save him because it's part of the mission. I could have shot him in the head with an arrow, and that would have made his brain splatter on the pavement, and that would have been beautiful. I'm not even sure there's pavement in this game. Is there pavement in Crimson Desert, or is it just rock and road and grime? Is it Grimes? Is that Elon Musk girl, Grimes? I'm not sure. Anyways, after that little debacle, I found this guy that sells horses. He's important. I just didn't use him that much. He's very important. He's very important. He has a purpose, but I refuse to interact with him yet. I didn't interact with him at all. So, as you know, I have different armor. I discovered that I pre-ordered the game, so I got new armor. That's why you're seeing new armor. I felt nice. I equipped that boy immediately. I was very happy about that. I was very happy. You see this armor? You see this peak? God, this game looks beautiful. Ugh, I'm just looking at the loveliness of the game. I just love looking at it. It's just nice. I'm stupid. So look in the distance over there. I want you to look to the right up. Do you see that guy doing Bruce Lee techniques in the top right? Do you see this man? I was looking around at the entire encampment, and the thing that made me stop and pause for a second was the absolute beauty of this Boyka Tony Jaa. You're not seeing what I'm seeing. Look closer. Look at him. Look at his skill. Look at his essence. I need to learn this skill immediately. I would do nothing But this skill, if I saw it, this is such a crazy kick. This is insane. This should do 6 billion damage. This is a skull rattler. This is the crush. This is the skull crusher. Greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So I go up to the guy thinking that, okay, well, maybe I can probably, learn the skill because I've discovered that you can look and learn skills. And I'm praying it pops up, and it did. And I'm seeing observe, and I'm saying, oh, this is going to be great. And it's this guy. I stopped learning. Like, why can't I look at the other guy? I don't care about this guy. Well, I guess I'll learn this skill, but I didn't want to learn his skill. I wanted to learn the other skill. That's stupid. That's dumb. That's dumb. And anyways, there's a spirit contest right here, and I thought this was amazing until I realized that I didn't have a spear. So now I have to go leave and go track one down, and I'm on a side quest for my side quest. This is a very side quest, so I gotta find another spear. So I found a spear in this little hubby here, right here, where the shrine was, which is pretty cool. Also found another Rubik's Cube. This Rubik's Cube is gonna help me out. Not sure what the Rubik's Cube is exactly for, but there was a spear next to this thing. I just randomly found this in the wild when I was lamenting about finding a spear, which is really nice. I felt like the gods listened to me. I feel like, what's his name, Solomon? I feel like he listened to me. So I observed this for a little bit of a second. I don't like this animation, by the way. After a while, this gets really, really annoying after a while. Picking up each of I wish it would just automatically go. But I grasp and understand it. Maybe we can decipher this language one day. That'd be nice. And it's a spear quest, which is perfect because I'm about to go spear some guys. I'm going to go kill someone right now. This is amazing. So after that, I found this black market goblin. He's a cool guy. I liked him a lot. He's my goat. He has a bunch of stuff that is amazing. And he actually showed me that besides these Azerites and all this other stuff, about what abyss gears were. I saw my drip and thought it looked cool. I'm happy that they show you what your body looks like. I didn't know what I could use this wind slash on. It looks pretty chill. I think it's amazing. I don't know what this is, but I'm sure that it's worth the 27 coins. I feel like this is a very rare item, and I hope that he sells a bunch more of these in the future because I would love to have billions of these because it feels as though I'm going to be able to find a way to get money real fast. They explain abyss gears to me, which is something that gets embedded by a special mechanic person. I don't know who the special mechanic person is. I'm probably going to find them later. I don't know who that is. I'm not sure. But I'm very happy that I did get to speak to this Gabo. This Gabo is pretty cool. He's a pretty nice guy. I try to equip it to my thing, but discover that I can't do it because I'm stupid. Anyways, back to the spirit contest. I have a spear now. I'm ready. I'm the strongest to ever do it. And I'm thinking there's going to be strong people. I'm going to learn a bunch of skills. I'm going to have the strongest spearmanship contest of my life. It's a single spearmanship contest that's going to change the way it is. It sounds amazing. It sounds good. I'm going to go crazy. This is going to be the most insane thing I go. And I'm going to feel the power and skill and determination. It's going to be fun. So the first guy comes up to me. We exchange pleasantries. I can tell this man has spent many years with the spear. I can feel his armor. I know what it is. And he's scared of me, but he shouldn't be scared of me. I'm just a regular guy. We both got spears. I don't know why I'm aura farming. Doesn't really matter to me. But I go up to him, and thus I realize that the spear may be the greatest thing against human enemies because I caught him in the corner. And this was the entire match. This was it. Me bullying this man in the corner. I thought maybe he was going to counter, do something crazy or different, but this is pretty much the entire match. Yeah, it was really embarrassing. It was horribly embarrassing. I thought there was going to be rounds to this or something, but that was sad. But the next guy is going to be harder than that. Next guy, he's going to be very difficult. I can tell he's ready for his spearman. I can tell that he's going to be a strong combatant. I can feel that, and nope. Pretty much the same gig. It's pretty much the same deal. Really easy. Childishly easy. There's no real pushback or contest. The worst thing that was going to happen was me getting out the area, but I didn't know that this was it. I would have loved to fight that big guy. See that big guy on the left, on the giant guy? I would have liked to fight him. But this guy is horrible. This is horrible. Maybe give me a time limit or something. I don't know. This is embarrassing. This is horribly embarrassing. But maybe the next guy will be strong. Nope. He's also getting downed. This guy sucks even worse than the other guy. Just garbage. I didn't know. But definitely the next guy will be even stronger. Nope. No. Hector the Impaler? Hector, you do not live up to your title. I don't even think you touched me once. I don't even remember. Did you touch me? I don't remember. I have no clue if this man touched me at all. I don't know. I have no idea. It's like I'm trying to recall trauma from a therapy session. Did he touch me? I don't remember. I have no clue if this man touched me or not. I don't know. Now, as you can see, I'm obviously decimating this entire thing. But this is a this is not what the game is. This is what the game is. This archery contest. They need to patch or get rid of this entire section of the game. Archery is very simple. They give you a free 30 arrows. It costs 80 copper to participate in an archer thing. You can get a little bit of money. You get 40 extras copper, everything. So you're walking away with 1.2 silver every time you win. Now, that's if you can win. Now, the reason I'm looking at this man's fit right here is because he looks like Ludwig Argren. He looks like Ludwig, and I'm like, did Ludwig do? No, Ludwig couldn't have possibly done anything for this game. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm ready. I'm gonna get fully excited, prepping up. I'm thinking I'm really good at archery because I've used my bow and arrow for quite some time. I'm pretty good. This is the worst thing that has ever happened in my entire life. I mean this with my whole chest, mind, body, and spirit. He says he's ready. I'm ready. Let's get it on and cracking. Here goes the first time I did archery. I think I'm ready, waiting for the targets. I actually shoot. Okay, obviously I messed up there. That's not my fault. That's my fault completely. Okay, he's a little fast. Easy. Okay, that's mine. I got one right there. One on the board. He got three. I didn't see that one because my spear is in the way. I got two right there. Pretty simple. Pretty easy. All right. He shot that before it popped up. Okay, he slowed down now, but I swear I hit at the same time as him. Nope, that was too fast. Who is this? Robin Hood? How is he this fast? This is crazy. Am I insane? Is it what just happened? What? How fast? I just stopped aiming. I was like, what happened? What just happened? So I'm thinking, okay, maybe I messed up. I'll try again. Obviously, something's wrong. I didn't know what I was doing. There must be a trick that I'm not using in this entire game. Obviously, that's what's going on. I can't obviously be going against nothing but Robin Hood, so let's go again. All right, so I lock in a little bit harder. I quieted up. I quieted everything. I got him. One right there. I knew I got that right there. Right to the middle. Boom. Hit to the right. I was faster than him. All right, I got him. That's a little easy. Boom. That's three. It was right in the middle. There's no way he could have got that before me. Boom. I got that four. That's four in a row. Four in a row is crazy. Five. He's a little bit faster than me. That's okay. I'm not sure how he turned that fast. That doesn't matter to me. Okay, six. I got five right there. It's been 6 targets. I got 5. Boom. I missed that. That's on me. He missed it too. I missed that somehow. Went back down. How did he hit? I didn't even see that one come up. I'm in the way of my own self. I got to do this archery contest with no clothes on apparently because they see things that I can't see. That's okay. That's completely understandable. All right, we got 8. 8 is good. All right, we're going to do one more. Okay, boom. He got that one before me. That doesn't matter to me. That is completely irrelevant. That is irrelevant to the situation. That's a 9. That's a big niner. 5 or 9 or niner. That doesn't matter to me. Okay, boom. I got 10. Now I'm thinking, oh, wait. If this is like the spear contest, I have to go against 4 more people or 3 more people with progressively harder skill sets. So I say, okay, all right, I need a 3-win streak. I discovered at that exact moment that I was never, and I mean never, going to get that 3-win streak. This was never going to happen. This was a falsehood in every world, in every event, in every universe. Because I go against this guy right here. This man is a demon. He's the spirit of the incarnation of the devil. I don't know who this man is, but I could tell that he's going to butter my beans, and my biscuit is thoroughly buttered. I don't know who this man, I don't even know. They have to patch this. They have to. They have to figure this out because there's no way they intended for this to be this difficult. Who decided for this to be, and who decided that? Who decided for this man to actually decimate me? He was born with a bow and arrow in his mouth. He was born with a bow and arrow in his stomach. He knows everything about bow and arrows, and I am simply somebody that just discovered what a bow and arrow is. Because how is he this good and this fast and this quick? There's no way that he's this fast with a bow and arrow. I wish I could fight everybody here. I personally want to murder every single person that worked on a design team for this bow and arrow contest, because who decided that this bow and arrow contest would be this inane and ridiculous? And I thought I was doing good with the 6, but this is me sweating And this is me stressed out. This is me wholly anxious doing this entire contest with every fiber of my being. And it should not be that difficult. I think it shouldn't be that difficult. I just think it shouldn't be that difficult. But I'm a little stubborn and I've decided to try again. So I'm back against somebody else, and I skipped the intro. I didn't have time for any of that. I decided to go back to it. A wandering free sword. He's wandering. He doesn't know anything about bow and arrows. Okay, that's easy. That's simple. He's too good. I can tell he's too good. Why are they so fast? Why are they the fastest to ever do it? Why does my arrows not always go through as fast as their arrows go through? Is there something wrong with me? Maybe I'm the issue in a relationship. Maybe I should work on myself. Maybe I'm the person that actively is toxic and abusive. Maybe that's me. And maybe I am not a good person. And maybe this game is showing me that I'm not a good person. And that's fine. I'm a bad person. I'm evil. I deserve nothing good in this lifetime. And this game has proven that to me. This game has proven that if you're bad, karma's going to hit you in the bow and arrow contest. And archery in this game is actually a gift from the devil. A gift. A gift to show you how weak you are before his grace. How disgusting you are. And because I'm panicked by the entire game, I decided, you know what? Maybe one more. Maybe one more. It's the guard I beat. I beat this guard. I beat him. He's nobody. He's a nothing burger. He's God. He must be sent from the heavens above. He must be the Metatron or the Sandalphon. He must be. If that guy misses first and I don't hit it immediately, it's not happening. I don't even know how I missed that one. I'm not even sure. Why are they so disgustingly fast? Am I going against Sonic the Hedgehog? Did everybody train under the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Am I going against Lock-On Stratus from Gundam? Who are these people? Who are these people? And I'm doing good. I'm doing fantastic. I got an 8 so far, and I'm about to get 9. This is ridiculous. This is such a ridiculous game. I don't understand why they made it this way. I don't think that I'm built for this. I really don't. Winning didn't even feel good because I know I have to go against other people. I know I have to go against so many others that come before. It doesn't feel good to be good at this game because there's so far above me in skill. It doesn't make any sense. You know what I did after these archery contests? This is me stressed out, by the way. That's why it's taking so long for me to click it. I'm hyperventilating and feeling anxious upon thinking about going up against another person. This doesn't make any sense. And I can tell you got the Robin Hood fin on. He spent his entire life learning archery. All he ever did was learn archery. He didn't eat, sleep, drink. He didn't care about getting women. He didn't care about learning social skills. He didn't care about nothing. He just cared about, I have a big stick with a pointy stick on it, and I can use my big stick to shoot you from a distance. That is all he cared about. That is all he wanted in his lifetime. He deserves nothing. I don't like this. I don't like this. This is dumb. It's just his archery contest too. This has caused me so much inconsequential stress, and I think I'm getting better at it each time, but it turns out that they shoot before the thing comes out. They're shooting before. They're shooting before it comes out. And sometimes they lapse a little bit because the AI in the game is a little bit wonky, but I can tell they're shooting before it comes up, and it's very apparent that they hate me and that they want me to die and that they don't respect me as a human being and that they look at me and think that I'm a horrible human being and they want me to lose my legs is what they want. I hate this. This is so dumb. This is dumb. This is dumb. Is that the student of Hamato Yoshi right there? Jesus Christ, look at those kicks. I need to learn this skill immediately. They have a child army, a homeless child army. This is exactly what I was looking for. I was looking for a homeless child army this entire playthrough. I want this homeless child army right now. I found some bloodstone right here, which is pretty nice. I don't know what it's used for yet, but I imagine it's a material that I'm gonna need later. And it was pretty nice to find some bloodstone, which is pretty cool. Much better than cryptstone, one might say. Hope Snoop Dogg doesn't hear that. So I discovered this fight club right here, and as a man, as a powerful, disgusting, strong, disgusting, vitriolic pig man, as a man that believes in my balls should smell crazy and I should have smegma going down my stomach, this is what a man must do. I gotta eat steak, because men eat steak, right? And women, they eat salad. So he says, are you ready to show us your strength? And I'm ready to show my strength. I'm 100% ready to go ahead and go to blows with somebody on the ring. So this is an issue that I had. I had to equip gloves to get ready to fight him, right? There are 2 different fighting movesets I discovered. There's one that's deadly and one that's not deadly. So as I get in my very anime ass stance, I use the deadly fighting style immediately. So I'm fighting him and I got to figure out, boom, he's blocking everything. This is the deadly fighting style. I messed up. I can't do that because if I use the deadly fighting style, I lose because I used a leg sweep. So I fight again and completely decimate this coward right here. He gets completely destroyed and annihilated because I figured out how to only use my fist. Pretty easy work there. No problem. Pretty phenomenal. I took a few hits because I wanted to make him feel like he had a chance, and I got some free money out of that. Next battle, I felt really fun about this. He thought he'd catch me in the pig man, but I play with the pigs every day. I love playing with the pigs. The piggies go oink oink, and I know their exact language. And I still want to play in the pig pen. So I'm blocking around. He's thinking he's got better. He must be from Skyrim. Looks a little bit like a Nord, but he's nothing to me. He ain't nothing to me, man. I completely destroy him. But then I get somebody else, another one, another man to catch me in the drift, another man to catch me. All men coming. I love watching men come. They come and fight, and I come and destroy. Oh, it feels fun to just take somebody out with my skill, finesse, and power and ability. I did 57 rounds of this. 57 straight rounds of just fighting people back and forth, to and fro, over and over again. This was, I had the most fun in my entire life doing this. I thought I was getting a crazy amount of money each time. I wasn't getting a lot of money, but it was just fun to beat somebody up, especially easily. It's the easy way to get your money up if you're looking to get some money up. So I defeated all 57 of the guys, and I kept going on to the next thing. Rosa Parks was calling me, so I decided to liberate another slave camp. I decided to use my spear because I've been upgrading my spear now, and I've been using my abilities to get my spear a little bit stronger than what it is. At this point, I'm discovering that weapon strength doesn't really matter. I know it's going to sound crazy to say that. I think weapon strength is completely inconsequential to a lot of this. I think it's purely aesthetic. I think it's the Abyss gears. Those are really going to be the game changers upon how strong your gear is going to be, because I'm discovering that it's pointless to have all this gear. Right? Am I stupid? I might be wrong about this. I don't know yet, but this is my initial assumption this is my first playthrough, by the way, so I don't really know. I'm not looking up any guides or anything of that variety. This is me just guessing. But I decided to stop some slavers right here, which is pretty fun. Now it's pretty cool. So I go to this guy with his shop, and I upgrade my spear. This is just me upgrading my spear. I mentioned upgrading my spear, but I realized I didn't put any footage. Here goes the footage. This is me upgrading my spear. I went through and got a bunch of iron ore. There was a long stretch on the side of a mountain where I could have got a bunch of iron ore and copper ore. So I'm looking here and showing that this is how you upgrade in the game. Is this guy. This guy is pretty much basically all your upgrades. I saw a grindstone, or it wasn't an anvil, out in the public, and I think you may be able to upgrade off of that. I don't know yet. I don't know. I'm assuming you can. I'm assuming that is a great way to upgrade your gear, is using a grindstone or the anvil out in the wild, which would be fun. I wish I could learn this skill. I think the issue is that I'm looking at the skills and I'm looking at all these trade carpenters. I want to learn the skills as well. I also want to build up my relationship with these guys. I feel like just talking to them and greeting them would increase the relationship, or maybe giving them gifts. I want to get 100 with every single NPC. I might spend an entire day just doing that and seeing what I get, because I feel like I get special items from getting the NPCs to 100. I might get that. I don't know. I might do it with just random people, but I'll see. I'll see. It will be fun to get everybody and have them love me. That would be lovely if I could get that happen. So after that, I ended up buying some meat from my girl. I realized I didn't register any of this meat, and I didn't learn any of this meat. And learning is really slow. It is such a slow process to learn. I think it should be faster, because I don't think learning meat should take this fast. Maybe it should be different for each item and each value. I don't know. I have no clue. But I can't let the amazing, powerful woman just not have money. So after my earnings from fighting everybody, I bought all the meat inside of her store, because I'm going to make a bunch of garbage in the cooking thing, because I want to see what happens when you improvise a bunch of stuff. Also, this is also very important. Don't want to forget this. Buy every small bag that you see. That increases your inventory size, and I wish I was buying these small bags earlier. I didn't know that. I didn't know that you could buy the small bags. I didn't know that there was actually inventory. I thought it was just some random thing. It's actually an inventory slide increase, which is pretty nice. So at this point, I should talk a little bit about cooking. It is almost pointless to cook without ingredients. It is nice to test things out, mixing things together and thinking and seeing if they work. But if you don't have the recipe, it doesn't matter, because you can mix things together and you might find something outstanding, or you might find a bunch of garbage. I imagine there's going to be a big comprehensive list of every single recipe in the game. That would be fantastic. Hopefully, we can get a community project where everybody's working on that. But I decided to do the recipes that I knew, and then I decided to improvise a bunch of garbage. So, here goes the fun thing about improvising in this game. If you improvise and you just toss in a bunch of random garbage, like me just tossing all these meats together and seeing what happens, you would think you would get something looking close or resembling a meal. Maybe you put some salt in there, maybe some water, maybe some lentils, something like that. I'm just wasting ingredients at this point. I didn't realize I was wasting ingredients. I didn't know that. I put it all together, and what did I get? What do you think would come out of me mixing a bunch of garbage together? Maybe a turducken, like I thought I was gonna get. Not a turducken. This green mystery soup, which you cannot sell, but you can only discard. The mystery dish sucks. It doesn't do anything. It could be edible if you follow the recipe, but it doesn't do anything. So I tried doing that again because maybe I messed up. Maybe it was the salt. It was obviously the lentils that messed everything up. He's tasting it like, yeah, this is gonna be delicious. This is gonna be great. I'm gonna love every single second. Nope. More slop. More slop. Doesn't do anything. I had to stop doing this because I realized I was wasting ingredients and I was wasting my time. That was dumb. That was idiotic on all fronts. I just look at the mystery soup and discover that it doesn't do anything important. It covers less health than eating a piece of bread. That was dumb. That was stupid. So I discovered this little shrine right here, which is pretty cool. I just want to talk about all these little shrines. I love these. These are the coolest thing in the game to me because they look so cool. I'm not sure why they're here. Maybe they're altars to some lost and forgotten god. Maybe they're intricacies woven by thousands of people. Maybe I'm not supposed to take this stuff and it's going to be karma and it's going to get me a bad karma system. I look at this map and discover that I don't know what this is. It looks like a puzzle of some sort. And I know good and damn well I'm not going to do this puzzle. I'm not going to have a good time doing this puzzle at all. I was hoping there was going to be something on the back like a secret of how to get done with the puzzles or how to be the greatest puzzle master of all time. But nope, it was just the back of a thing. But I do love these. I do love every single altar that I find because it feels deliberate. It feels nice. It feels fun. So I destroy another camp right here. And I want to point out this quarry right here. I was in this quarry scrapping for like 2 hours. As I'm scrapping, I discovered something really cool. If you hold R1, you will not stop attacking. If you hold R1, you will not stop attacking. So R1 attacks don't take up any stamina. We know this now. We understand that. If you hold R1, you will not stop attacking. I recommend doing this, going to this quarry and fighting these guys because see that left bar, that left yellow bar? That's your experience. And I just got an artifact for killing a bunch of people. You can just kind of get infinite experience right around here. I didn't know that. I didn't know this was basically infinite experience. That's pretty cool. I just wanted to fight a bunch of people. I was having a good time. I was trying to eat my meals. I didn't know I could automatically equip my food to a slot. No one told me that. You got to group it as a shortcut, I believe, and then set it inside of your menu. So I was eating these things one at a time, one by one at a time is what I was doing. So, and while I'm looking at this here, I'm going to have a section later, maybe, when I'm talking about combat. But I don't hate the combat of this game. I think this combat is really fun. It feels responsive. It's really cool. I think it's great. I think dual wielding is fun. I think the spears are cool. I think the great swords are amazing. I think the clubs are cool. I like that you can fight with other things, even if they don't have skill trees. You can fight with a broom. You can fight with a pickaxe. You can fight with a mallet. Anything you can put in your hand or something you can't put in your hand, you can fight with it. You can fight with trees because of nature's force, which I get later. You can fight with rocks. You can fight with stones and pebbles. You can fight with pretty much anything. And that is a lot of versatility. There's an insane amount of versatility in the game if you want there to be. But only if you want there to be. So, and then there's this. You see that bar and how I got it down to really low? You see how I got that bar really low? That took me a long time to get that bar really low. Now, why is this important? Why does this matter? Why is it important to get a while to get that bar low? Well, that's because, as you're going to see coming up here, getting the bar low does nothing. Because this area in particular, this specific area, is tied to a later quest. So I was really confused when I got the bar to 0 and nothing happened. You're going to see it here real soon. And it really agitated me. I didn't realize that I had to actively do something. I also couldn't figure out how to assassinate. I don't know what was going on there. I couldn't figure out how to assassinate. You're probably wondering why I was crouched down below that guy. I was figuring out how to assassinate. I thought it was crouch and R1. It's actually crouch and square. Square is how you assassinate. Did not know that. Would have been nice to know in the future of the game, but you can't do it. You can't do it. You just can't. This game hates you. This game thinks you're stupid, and it hates you. So I'm just, boom, I combo gomped him, suplexed him. The wrestling moves in this game are actually really fun, by the way, too. All the wrestling moves are fantastic. So I get this bar down, right? And I'm thinking, okay, it should be liberated. It should be a liberated area. And no, there's no liberation happening. Harriet Tubman's looking at me shaking her head because I didn't liberate a damn thing. I just killed a bunch of people for no good reason. Well, it was a good reason because they had slaves, but I just did a bunch of nothing in this quarry. So, after discovering I get nothing, I left. I left and decided to start suplexing people. I had to test out if something was wrong with me or something wrong with the game. So I took over this little camp here and seeing that I could possibly liberate it. I need to make sure that it wasn't me. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't the issue in this situation. I was also trying to learn R2 attacks and figure out what was going on with R2 attacks. So I liberated it. I liberated this area. So I decided to myself, okay, it's obviously not me. I'm not the issue. I even got a cutscene for when I liberated it. That's good. And when you get a cutscene when you liberate something, it goes to your storage. So I got a bunch of free items upon liberating this little shack right here. And the quest I did to liberate this shack, the reason I'm getting this little cutscene, I imagine, and all this stuff, is actually the quest that leads me directly, and my guy's ore farmer right there, it leads me directly to figuring out that quarry. So I didn't know that. I thought that it was just a quarry that was some later mission, but no, it was not. I ended up fighting this guy. This is Pillsbury Doughboy Leon Roberts. Pillsbury Doughboy Leon Roberts. He says, "Oh, I have a request for you. You see that I'm British, and because I'm British, I own quarries, and quarries go into quandaries, and I have a quandary for you about how you could possibly take out a little encampment that has a bunch of bandits around there." So I say, you know what? I got you, man. I'm here for you. I got this. So this, and maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I'm stupid. I don't think this is a very hard boss fight, right? Let me show you. Let me get up right here and show you the boss. The boss is the guy from Shell City. He's the SpongeBob villain. You're fighting the Submariner. That's who you're fighting. You're fighting the Cyclops from SpongeBob. Boom. He's a driller, right? He's the guy from SpongeBob. He's the arch nemesis in Shell City. It's this guy. He's not a hard boss. That beginning part intro, stupid. It hits you every time. I think that's psychotic. I don't know what was going on there. I think they patched that out. But I fought this guy, and I thought to myself, okay, this is not a hard fight. Now, you're going to witness me lose a few times, honestly. But I want to talk about something. I have played a lot of Souls games and Sekiro games and a lot of games where I think I can steamroll them and just kind of play the game, is what I assumed about a lot of games. And I thought this was one of those games where you didn't have to learn the boss patterns, right? This game is a Souls-like. You have, well, I guess every game you have to learn the boss patterns, but I lost here. I get him to round 2. I think I can get him this time. I try a different weapon. I say I got him, and I lost again. So me losing all these times doesn't really show that this boss is hard. I decided to torture a child in rock, paper, scissors because I was so angry from losing, because maybe I'm stupid. I need to level up some more. And I'm thinking there's a method. I want to explain something to you. Every time in my life when I've ever played rock, paper, scissors, I only choose rock. So why in God's name, and this is so important, why in God's name would I choose anything besides rock? So he hits me up. He says, all right, rock, paper, scissors. Okay, which one's rock? I have to figure out which command was rock. Immediately. Rock, paper, scissors, rock. Immediately. Shoot, rock. Hit him with rock. All right, rock lose the paper. I lose. Let's go. Let's go again. 1, 2, rock. Rock beat scissors. I win. Hit him again. Come on, rock again. Nothing but rock, baby. Rock beat scissors. I win. He's trying to trip me up. And I won. And that was the game. Now, he didn't let me play him again. I don't know why. I thought I was supposed to beat him 3 times in a row, but I don't care about that. I went to go mine because I needed to get some stronger materials for fighting the boss. Because at this point, I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's not the boss patterns. Maybe it's me. maybe I need to be stronger. So I decided to get a little bit stronger so I could try to steamroll the boss. So I found a bunch of copper ore and a bunch of mining veins. And I enjoy mining in this game because it's very simple. It's very efficient. It's very nice. I don't like the way the mining rolls. I don't like the way it rolls down. That's probably the worst part about this entire thing. And also, if I beat the mining boss, I get a better mining tool. I also don't know when these things respawn. I think I'm about, I don't know, 30 hours in the game, and I have no clue when those veins, right? I don't know when they respawn at all. I can't tell you. I don't know. So I end up cooking some more meals because I need to figure out how to get some more health. I just needed more health overall for the fight because I discovered that having more health is going to save my butt and buns. And cooking things that actually help is great. I wish you could organize it to the least ingredients to the biggest ingredients. I don't know if there's an organization button that I'm missing, but I have not found it. There are obviously things that I don't know about the game right now, but I hope that later I discover them because I would love to learn more about what I'm doing wrong. So I fight him again. And I'm thinking this is the one. This is going to be the battle. I got my equipment. I got the good stuff. And I discovered I didn't quick slot my things. When he goes underground, it's not smart to stand still. If you just run away, it is much smarter. My method right here, using the shield, is dumb. Not a smart move to do so. You can get 2 hits on this boss and then you got to run back. You get 2 hits, run back. 2 hits, run back. That's the entirety of the entire boss fight. 2 hits and you run back. 2 hits, then you run back. And those 2 hits are going to determine this entire boss fight. I got to pause the menu and figure out how to eat each time. And I'm like, okay, I got to eat, figure out my food. Where did I put my food? My cooking is right here. Eat a big meal, get some good health in me, eat some hearty meat, and I'm good. And I got one tapped. That was annoying. But I wasn't discouraged. I simply just loaded the boss up again because I had discovered how to quick slot my stuff. You see at the bottom left right there? You see that meat where it's right on my directional pad? Yeah, that's the best thing you can do. Quick slotting your stuff, 2 hit, roll back. Don't get greedy, 2 hit and you roll back. And when he does that, you just run away. You just run. You just run. Doesn't matter for what, just run. Just hold X, get used to mashing X and run away. Very invested in this. And then you smack him twice. Boom, boom, and then you run away. You let him hit, you smack him twice, and then you run away. That's pretty much the entire boss. Pretty simple boss, by the way. I don't think it's a very difficult boss. That's why I said it wasn't difficult, because I was seeing there was obviously putting me towards a pattern of waiting for my space and opening to attack, and then waiting for this move. I could tell this boss wasn't going to be that difficult, and it wasn't going to agitate me that much. I could feel that within the boss design. They didn't want to make the boss too difficult, and this is basically your first boss. This is if you're playing the game naturally, I think this is your first boss. Is what I would say if I was an idiot and a scoundrel. I haven't even considered doing the main quest. I don't even know what the main story of this game is. Apparently, I'm supposed to have the gray mains, or the gray mains. I was like the gray mains, and those guys are supposed to help me out, and they're supposed to be here, or something of that variety. By this point, a lot of people don't want. Or if you're side questing like I am, because I'm basically just side questing right now, this will be your first boss. If you are not focused on the main story, this is gonna be your first boss. But the first boss is actually significantly easier than this guy. It is crazy that this boss, this is actually like, I think it's early medium. Early medium. This is one of the harder bosses of the low rank of the bosses. There are significantly more difficult bosses. So I got a little greedy there. You can see my greed overcoming me. I don't wish to wait any longer. I can see him getting closer to dying. So I'm getting a little bit greedier. I'm just attacking while he's attacking. I don't really care about that. And now it's my chance for victory. I took him out right about here, and I felt so great. I get a drill on his hand, and this is kind of important too. There's an item later in the game where you can get double mission rewards. There's an item later in the game where you can get double mission rewards. I'm almost inspired to not get any item at all, simply because of the item that doubles missions rewards. So I go back into the quarry, and I know that Harriet Tubman is looking down on me because it's time to liberate the slaves. I can feel the power, the strength, the gumption. I know what it's like to lose your family, home, and heritage. I am here to fight. I just got done fighting the strongest enemy that I fought in eons, and I'm stronger now. I'm better. I'm wiser. I got my moves down. I'm learning the mechanics of the game better. I got the combat down to a system, to a fault, to a system that nobody can get. RKOs out of nowhere. Oh, watch out, watch out, watch out. Could it be an RKO? Out of nowhere. I can feel what it's like to actually be a better player at the game. And it makes me feel passionate and strong and free to free the slaves. I feel like Abraham Lincoln in here because I got to take them all out. All this is good. The South will never rise again. And I took out the entire quarry. And as you can see here, we're close to the last enemy. I should take about 1 or 2 more enemies, and we're oogly goo. Boom. Glippelgomped. And now the entire place is liberated. And I wish I knew, by the way, at this exact moment, I didn't know about the experience bar, by the way. At this moment, I didn't know about the experience bar. Had I known about the experience bar, I would have never taken over the quarry. I would have let the quarry be what it was for quite some time. I would have farmed that quarry for a while because it was fun to fight these people in the quarry. They're basically infinite and they don't stop popping up. It's a big open area where I can run away and heal my health. I would have done this until I was level max, essentially. I would have done this till max level so I didn't have to worry about the artifacts in the game because there are 3 characters you can play as, and they do not share stat bonuses or none of that variety. So I got some refugees rescue, which is pretty nice. I feel like there should have been more than 2 refugees in this entire area, but I digress. I'm not going to really talk about that. That's something for later in the game when I figure out what those refugees mean. I don't know what they mean as of I'm recording this right now. I don't know. So I have to go up here on this lift, and I have to play a crane game. Is the best way I can describe it. I'm playing a crane game. I'm going all the way up here. I'm using my skill. I'm rotating. I'm mashing X, by the way. I'm increasing the speed. And this is very slow. I wanted you to see how slow this was because it took me a while to get up here. And then this is pretty simple and easy. I don't think this is a hard part at all. But I do like the fact that they just have all these random ass mechanics where you got to lift stuff and get this little block out the way. I felt like I was doing something wrong, but it's just really a crane game. Nobody else wanted to do it. I'm not sure why they needed me to do this. I don't know. I don't gain anything for this. They just wanted me to do it. I think so because somebody else didn't want to do it themselves. Not really sure what that was. Thought I was messing up, but it's just raising this. It's as simple as that. Pulling a tooth out. That's the entire thing. Don't know why they had me do that. That was dumb. Idiotic. Anyways, I ended up finding a gold bar in Linecrest Manor. Nobody was around. I don't know how anybody knew I thefted it, but I found a gold bar under that fireplace. And that gold bar respawns, by the way. It respawns every like 7 days. I needed that. I needed money. I don't know where that theft thing is, but I feel as though I shouldn't have gotten in trouble for thievery right there. Anyways, I opened all the puzzles inside of Linecrest Manor, and every time I took something, it was counted as stealing, which is, I guess that's fair because they're going to notice it's gone. But I promise you, I shouldn't get in trouble if nobody is around me. The stealing mechanic in this game is really the dumbest I've ever dealt with in any game. I stole another book right here. I took this book. So this book, I don't think it did count as stealing. I forgot it counted as stealing. I don't know why I thought that. But this is how you craft two-handed weapons. A lot of two-handed weapons are crafted this way, which is pretty cool because it really matters about aesthetics. You don't really need to max out with the best gear and stuff of that variety. You just need the abyss gears from the weapons. You can later extract the abyss gears and you can slot them into pretty much any weapon. I believe that two-handed weapons get 5 slots and that one-handed weapons get 3. So you probably should dual wield the one-handed weapons. And then I opened this treasure chest. I think I just got some Palmer pills out of here, right? All right, let me check. Yeah, just some Palmer pills and a large shield. And I found a diamond cave. Now, you can call me stupid. You can call me an idiot. But I found diamonds. And I thought diamonds were going to be worth $1 bajillion. I thought I found the secret cave. I thought these diamonds were going to be worth crazy money. I got my drill arm, which is much better than the pickaxe. I enjoy this a lot more. I assumed that I was going to get 100 kajillion, billion, weptillion, babillion, schlimillion dollars. This diamond cave, these diamonds aren't worth that much. I think they're like 7 silver. Maybe. I'm not even sure what to use these diamonds for. A sword, maybe? Minecraft? I don't know. Finding diamond in Minecraft is like basically the best thing you can get. So I just assumed that I was going to get maybe something cool. But no, I didn't get anything like that. My controller started to die. I was getting a little bit agitated because my controller was dying. I just discovered a diamond cave and I was recording. I didn't know what was going on. So I got some money. I got to go gamble. I said I got diamonds on the table, baby. Guess what I'm doing? You already know what I'm about to do. I don't know about these rules. I'm about to go all in. All I care about is going all in. I don't know what 1-9 means. I have no clue. All I know is that I'm the greatest to ever do it. What's up? Who wants it? You don't want it. I'm the strongest person on the planet. And they all went on in. They follow suit. You guys are a bunch of followers is what you are. Go ahead. Go ahead. Take your time. I dare you. Folded. You all folded. Guess what I did? I'm the greatest ever do. He only got 3 points and I got 1-9. 1-9 is better than what he got because this game is called Perfect Nines. Bada bing, bada boom. I won against 3 opponents and I cleared the table. That's what I like to see. So after that, I found this bear. This was not fun. This was not fun at all. This bear is the strongest enemy in the game. Yogi right here. Yogi and Boo Boo is one person. This big bear. I don't know why in every game where they have nature and there's a bear in it, the bear is the strongest thing to ever exist. I had to figure out my mechanics. I had to figure out how to switch weapons real fast because this was horrifying. I also got this katana. I didn't talk about this katana because I found it randomly. I forgot where I found it. I think I found it in some manor of some sort. Don't really exactly remember where I got the katana. But I got the katana and this has been really fun. I'm thinking this is going to be an easy battle. He's ragdolling me. He is absolutely destroying me. I just got done fighting the Submariner. As a matter, this bear should not have this much precedence over me. I missed the quick time event, and he's got me on my hands and knees, blowing my back out, and he's jostling me. I get him off of me, and I'm thinking, okay, this is gonna be an easy fight. I got him, hit him a few times. Nope, this bear ragdolls me again. Who designed this bear? This must be what real bears do in real life because I felt like these few slices were messing them up. But then I discovered this bear is actually a student of Satan. This bear must be somebody from a different dimension. There's no way this bear is real. There's no way this bear is an actual person. This is the strongest bear I've ever encountered in all my life. Who designed this bear? Bring me to this person's mother. Whoever made this bear and put him in the game and coded it and did the ones and zeros and figured out how to design him and did the graphics for the bear and made all the little textures for the bear, I need you to bring me to the mother. The mother, because I'm going to slap your mama in the mouth because of this bear. You shouldn't have made this bear this hard. This is the hardest bear I've ever had to deal with. This is disgusting. This is such a disgusting bear. Oh my God. This is impressive. And then I saw a ride function. I missed the ride. I missed my chance to get on the back of the bear. I died, by the way. I died because the bear was stronger than I thought. So I ended up going back and thinking, okay, all right, I'm going to do round 2 against the bear. I have an idea. There goes my strategy. Right? So obviously the katana didn't work. Right? Katana didn't work. So I use my regular small sword, Sword of the Wolf, and my Sword of the Wolf will have a better chance against the bear because I'm faster and I'm quicker. And I can use these arrows to circumvent the entire thing. So upon using the arrow, I discovered something very important. I could have fought him from a distance, but no, that's what cowards do. And I'm not a coward. I'll fight him. That shield did nothing, by the way. The shield is an accessory. The shield is an accessory against this bear. I thought the shield would stop the mount and the grab. I thought maybe I would be able to levy with the shield or something of that variety. I switched back over to the big sword because you know what? If it's not gonna matter about the shield, if the shield is worthless, I might as well use a big two-hander. Because why would I not use a two-hander if the shield is worthless? 2-hit, back away. 2-hit back away strategy. Same thing I did with the Submariner boss. Same exact thing. 2-hit, walk away. And he got me. Oh my God, he got me. Please get off me. Oh my goodness. What is this bear? This is the hardest thing. And somehow I missed clicking one button. I'm stupid. Oh my goodness. So much damage for no reason. I'm spamming heals. I'm trying to fight this thing. I've never had this much difficulty in a fight. This is absurd. And then I ended up dying again. This is stupid. So, third time's the charm. I'm not thinking, okay, I gotta fight him like a pussy. I gotta fight him like a baby. I gotta fight him like a smooth little ball sack. I gotta use nothing but arrows. I'm just gonna use my arrows and use my evasive shot, and I'm gonna master what I couldn't do in the archery contest before. I had PTSD from archery, but that PTSD doesn't matter in the real world because this bear obviously wants me to get just to get annihilated. This bear wants to die. This bear doesn't care about me. I don't care about it. We don't know each other's families. We don't know each other's schedules. We're not friends with each other. We hate each other. We're arch nemesis. We're arch rivals. We've known each other for 300 years, but only in the veins of hating each other. And this is a rivalry as old as time. Man versus bear. Man, bear, pig. Would you rather be in the forest with a man or a bear? We're going to see which one is more dangerous. I'm going to choose a bear 9 times out of 10, mostly because it gives me an opportunity to kill the bear. That'd be fun. I'm going to annihilate him. I'm going to destroy him. I'm going to toss his salad. I don't care about what you're going to say, saying, oh, you don't mean to toss a salad. Nope. I'm going to ride this bear. I'm going to ride this bear into the sunset. I know what I said. And I'm using all my arrows. I'm using every arrow I got. I'm using all 1,647,000 million arrows in my arsenal, in my artillery. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Doesn't matter to me. Evasive arrow. What you feel about that? How do you feel about it? I don't care if I got enough stamina. I got enough spirit, grit, and determination to take you out. Oh, this is my chance. Oh, this is my chance. And I finally round the back of the bear. And this is when I discovered that all mounts besides horses are limited. This is a limited mount. This mount doesn't last that long. If I get off this bear, he will kill me. Well, I know how I know this bear will kill me if I get off the bear? Because as soon as I got off the bear, I had to kill it. I had to kill the bear. As soon as I got off the bear, I had to kill the bear because he wanted to kill. He wanted to take me out. He wanted my sweet cheeks. He wanted my sweet buns. He wanted everything that I was. He wanted all of me walking to my destiny. I am all I am. Shout the hedgehog. That's what he wanted. I don't care about you, Yogi the bear. I don't care about nothing. And I was hyperventilating. I was freaking out because of this bear. And I just was so sweaty after this fight because I was going sweaty against the bear. And I shouldn't be going sweaty against bears unless I'm inside of a gay bar. I shouldn't be doing that. That's psychotic. That's stupid. That's dumb. This bear is the worst enemy design of all time. Thank you for this experience. Thank you, Hideki Kojima. I hope there is no other experience like this in the game. But lo and behold, I be proven wrong immediately because I continued that quarry quest and I gotta fight the Crimson Death, the Crimson Nightmare. This guy, horrible boss. I discovered on accident that if I use a force palm, I get a stagger bar up. But this boss is the worst design boss I've ever experienced in my life. Who decided this boss was a real thing? I ended up destroying myself because I can't touch the boss. How do I take him out? I'm thinking maybe there's something I have to learn about the boss or do something. I don't want to waste my Palmer pills on this guy. I feel like I should just retry. I don't know. There's something about this boss that's supposed to be easy. He feels like a gimmick boss because it's just smoke. It has to be a gimmick, right? So I run it back. Go through my PS2 loading screen. I run that boy back. Obviously, I did something wrong. And this time, I'm not going to mess up. Boom. I'm going to hit him with another air palm. I messed up a little bit, but I hit 2 air palms. Then I hit another air palm, and I got him. There's a bunch of people around me. That doesn't really matter to me. And I hit him with that air palm. I got him down. So this should be an easy boss fight. I got him down. But then I realized there's a bunch of enemies around him. Like a disgusting amount of enemies. And I'm losing a lot of health. And I have no healing items. So I'm losing to these archers more than I'm losing to the boss. And I got him halfway down, then I died. At that exact moment, I decided maybe this boss isn't worth it. Or maybe I'm pissed. Let's run it back. Going to use my golden Palmer pill. I'm taking him out. This is my moment. This is my day in the sun. I don't care about all these archers. I'll take them out later. But then I got hit by the smoke mist and I lost half my health bar. And that was that exact moment I realized I wasted my Palmer pill. I just wasted I should have had some healing items or something of that variety. I'm thinking I can squeak one out. Maybe I could take it out somehow. And nope, I'm so close to victory, I can almost taste it. But then I get knocked down. And I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it because I'm wasting time having to get back up. And it's not worth it. It's not worth it, but I gotta try. This is it. This is my day in the sun. But he got up immediately. Oh, never mind. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm going to go take out a small camp and feel good about myself. So I decided to do an entirely separate quest, which I believe is part of the main quest. And this is crazy. So I'm taking out this line, this little watchtower here, right? This is supposed to be your first liberation quest. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be the first quest where you discover how to liberate a camp. I want to know why I'm so determined and positive, HIV positive. I'm positively, indubitably certain that this was supposed to be the first quest. You're supposed to learn how to liberate things. Well, that's because as soon as you liberate this quest, and maybe I'm stupid, maybe I'm psychotic, maybe you can tell me if I'm a dummy, you get a pop-up that tells you how to liberate a region, and it tells you the factions upon liberating. That's crazy. So there's obviously a specific order in which you're supposed to do certain things, and I wasn't doing this order right at all. I wasn't doing any of this correct in any capacity. But I did appreciate the fact that it is right here and learning how to blockade things. However, there is something cool that I discovered immediately after this is the fact that I'm not using the environment as well as I thought I was because they teach me how to use fire arrows. I put my arrow on this little fire thing, right? And I get a flame arrow. I just get a flame arrow and I can take out vines this way. This is cool. I like this little bit of visual interacting and storytelling. It tells me they put a lot more thought into things than I gave them credit for. And I gave them credit for a lot of things, but I need to give them a bit more credit. I don't like this memory mechanic at all where you can interact with memories. I think the helmet looks stupid. I think it's dumb. I think it's a very stupid mechanic. I'm not enjoying this sleuth Sherlock Holmes memory scanning nonsense. Not really a fan. If they wanted me to be Sherlock Holmes, they would have gave me a homeless army like they did in the BB show with Benedict Cumberbatch, where he had a homeless network. That would have been cool. But I ended up going through this entire thing and discovering all these traps, which I kept triggering all the traps every single time. I didn't know what the spark wires on the ground did. No clue. I ended up discovering the little girl again because the little girl was waiting outside for me when I saved her cat. That's a main quest, I imagine. That's just a main quest thing. And I discovered that she is a part of that little village of Lollipop Guild people who I should have been interacting with. I think she would have got me into the village, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if she would have got me into the village. Maybe I was supposed to meet her and then go into the village and then find that bounty guy. I don't know. But I think she was supposed to get me into that village. She disappeared, so I imagine she's also another Jesus Christ figure in the game. They might all just be one guy, all the shy, the person that put me up in the Sky Island and gave me the ability to fly. It might just all be one connected, interpiecing, weaving thing. I don't know. I'm barely paying attention to the story, but I gotta follow this black cat. Upon discovering this black cat, I get the power of Fear Magneto. I can use the power of my telekinesis. I gain the Phoenix Force, the power to use my mind and move everything with nature's grass. This is a lot more useful than people think. It's actually a very useful mechanic. I also got focus, which allows me to regain my spirit gauge. I can use this mid battle, and it's pretty cool. I use the Axum Force to do this puzzle, I believe, after regaining my spirit upon meditating. Really simple puzzle, by the way. Very, very. I think I just pushed the buttons in. Yeah, it was an easy puzzle. It was a childlike puzzle. I didn't really have any issues with the puzzles. I've been seeing a lot of puzzles in this game, and there are ones that are insane, but for the most part, the main story ones at the very least are pretty simple and pretty easy. I don't know much about this shy little girl. I don't know much about her. It's not the fact that she is shy. She's from the village of Shy, but she gave me some ability, and I don't know what this ability is. To this day, I don't know what that power is. Did she give me the power cosmic? Did she give me the board from the Silver Surfer? Did she allow me the ability to fight Robert Downey Jr. and beat him within an inch of his beautiful little life because of what he did on Tropic Thunder, which I actually do appreciate because I didn't know Robert Downey Jr. wasn't a black person? I don't know. I don't know what she gave me, but I'll accept the gift nonetheless. They don't even tell me what she gave me. Maybe an inventory expansion? Did she give me bill wine? I don't know. I just got the quest completed, but it doesn't tell me what she gave me. She just touched my stomach. I don't know. Did she give me an actual belly button? Did she unblockade me? I have no idea. I don't know. I really don't know what happened. Anyways, after this little debacle, I went to do the main quest because I couldn't progress anywhere else. And then it's this guy. This is the main quest. So this, if you're doing the main quest, should be your first boss. This guy right here. And these guys are saying, well, you're a Greymane. Man. I figured I could kill a Greymane. Man. You're not really that good. I could probably whop your body up. I could gully your schlop. I could punch you in the stomach, make you throw up all over yourself, you stupid idiot. You don't want to do that. I could literally kill you. Is your life worth so little, my nigga? Is that what you want? Is that what we doing right now? Is that what you crave? Hold on. Stop. I'm not here to kill you, Greymane. I apologize for my men. I just want to have a duel. A duel of men. A duel of brothers. A duel of power, grace, integrity. I wanted to battle you in a duel. I wish to do 5 paces backwards, do our guns, but with our swords, our fists, our meaty man meats. We do this with our hamburger helper hands, and nobody questions these things. I said, okay, you know what? Hey, I got you, dog. I got you, man. Hey, you know what? I'll tell you this much. I'm the greatest on earth, period. I'm the greatest swordsman. I'm the greatest fighter. You about to get annihilated. You don't know anything about me. Live up to the legends? He's saying I asked me I live to the I live up to everything. So I decided, so I'm pretty sure I'm way stronger than this guy because of the first main story mission. I decided to disrespect him by barely using my sword. Ladies and gentlemen, he has entered the Thunderdome in this Monday Night Raw. I have no intention of fighting this man regularly. All RKOs out of nowhere. Catch me up with it. Go ahead. What's up? How you doing? Hit him with a circle straight. Oh, I missed that because he was charging something. I couldn't hit him with a grab, but I didn't want to fight him regularly. Ooh, hit him with the clothesline. Oh my God, how does the pavement taste, little buddy? Oh, I was trying to jump him off of his body and hit him with a martial law, but hit him with an RKO out of nowhere. Ladies and gentlemen, RKO season. Wait, could it be? I think he wanted. I think he wants me to hurt on him. Oh, another one. Oh my goodness. Is this your knight? Is this your champion? Is this the strongest in your village? Is this who you came to come battle me? You have nothing against me. I don't have enough stamina right now, but wait for me. Wait for me. I'm letting you hit me. Oh, another one. Oh, how'd the floor feel? I bet the floor didn't feel too nice, did it, buddy? I bet it felt disgusting. I bet it felt trite and nasty and evil. I bet you felt like nothing in this lifetime, idiot. Oh, I learned a new move or a pump kick. Oh, wouldn't it be embarrassing if I hurt you with your own move? Wouldn't it be embarrassing if I did your own move against you? I don't know how to use it yet, but I guarantee I could do. Oh, how does that taste? Oh my God, how does it feel? How does it feel that you came to me in my dome, in my city? I run this city. I run this city. At this exact moment, I discovered that you can't kill anybody with just RKOs alone. You have to hit them once. Oh, he kicked me, but that doesn't really matter because, I go over that, buddy. Speed. Oh, Speed Racer killed him with his own move. How's it feel? Get up off him. And he has another health bar. That means he gets another season, a whole nother season. Oh, we got renewed for another season. Everybody wanted to see the sequel, the prequel. Oh, you got hit by the trilogy. Oh, my God. Everybody knows a quadrilogy is pretty good. Oh, how'd you feel about the back of your head getting concussed damage? That armor isn't doing that much for you, is it? Because you're going to have to see a hospital. You're going to see a whole hospital. Every doctor is going to gather from around the land to figure out how much damage I'm doing to you, best buddy. Oh, I'm jumping around because I can double jump now. How's it feel about that? Oh, it hurts, don't it? Oh, you want a Hertz donut? Oh, it's a meal served at Krispy Kreme. It's called a Hertz donut. Oh, it's disgusting, isn't it? Oh my goodness. Could it be that I haven't used my sword that much? You're expecting a sword battle, but I keep hitting you with the power of God and Grayskull? Oh, could it be? Another one. I'm trying to grab him right now and he's kicking the mess out of me, but it doesn't really matter because I have a bunch of health items and I got the ability to circle straight this brother. Oh, what could it be? Oh, another kick. Another kick. Stupid. You're an idiot. Oh, you're dumb. Oh, you're the dumbest man I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh, toss you. I used another grab because I wanted to see if I can do another grab on you. I wanted to see what I could do to you. I want to see how much strength you got in your body. Not much, it seems. Not much abilities. Oh, you circle straight around. Boom. You are an idiot. You're dumb. Oh, my God. Did you pass first grade? You must have never passed first grade. The only thing you passed is getting that ass blasted. Oh, my God. So I decided to end up the match right around here because it was embarrassing enough for him. It was embarrassing enough. You got to hit one little tap on him, and he gets little R1 tapped right here. Go ahead and hit me with it. Go ahead. I dare you. Come on, I'm getting closer to you. I'm getting closer. And then boom. Bow. See how you can't kill anybody with that? I had to tap him. You just couldn't do anything. So after destroying that, I encounter a man waiting for me, and he says he has a mission for me. And is that Dalton from Drum Island from One Piece? Is that Dalton? That's Dalton from Drum Island in One Piece. That's Dalton. Oh my God, Dalton. What are you doing here? Who's this baddie in the background? Why is she looking at me? Does she see my skill? Does she know what she wants? Why is she like she's from Game of Thrones? Is that my secret sister? Oh my God. If this is Game of Thrones and that's my sister, this game is gross. I don't know yet. I'm making too many assumptions about a bunch of stuff I don't know. So that's all I'm doing at the current moment. That's it. But Dalton here, he said he wants me to meet Marquis Sklabungi. I want to meet Marquis Sklabungi. He said he's going to help me get a camp and a base. He's going to make sure that my people are good. He's going to make sure he's going to let my people go. He enjoyed the fight that much. I didn't know that was going to help me out that much. I thought I was doing enough, but apparently that fight was the biggest one. So I discovered that if you see a horse in the wild, any horse, it doesn't matter what it is, you can just wrangle them. You can just wrangle horses. This is the coolest system I've ever seen. You just got to flick your stick in the opposite direction of the tail. That's a cool system. That's sick. Is that not sick as hell? That's the sickest thing I've ever seen. Any horse. And they go right to your stable. After you get them, you get their stats, you get their eye, their blood, their identity, their zodiac, all this information. You get all this horse info, which is pretty cool. I didn't know that. That's outstanding. And it just disappears and teleports after I registered them out. I thought that was pretty neat. And I was going around catching bugs at this point because I enjoy catching bugs, because catching bugs is part of alchemy, and I feel like alchemy is going to be really important. I need more storage in this game, so I did a few more side quests. But I want to point out that every time I look at a stoic moment and look at the stars at night and look at the beauty of the cloud physics and the night sky every time I teleport, I am completely immersed in the entirety of the world. This session was one session of me playing for about 13 hours and me just getting wildly immersed in the side quests and going around and just enjoying exploring. And there are very few games that have made me feel so enamored in the open worldness. This game is truly an open world experience like no other. Even if it is borrowing from a bunch of other things, it combines them so well that it's amazing. Sure, peanut butter is great and jelly is outstanding by itself, but this game is a peanut butter and jelly sandwich because it combined two things that were great on their own and made them into something that was wholly its own identity. And I do gotta respect the beauty in which the game presents itself in that aspect. It is a lovely, lovely thing to do when you have a game of this variety. I love that. I love speaking to everybody. I love giving thanks to everybody. And I love that a lantern actually matters because it allows me to see things. Now then, after that, I ended up discovering this little side quest. I'm not sure what's going on with this guy, but I'm doing the main story. I don't know the exact thing of what he wants from me. I think I lost a bunch of stuff, or he lost a bunch of stuff, and I'm going to get it back to him. I don't know. A bunch of bandits. Apparently, the bleed bandits are a big issue going around. And I heard bandits, and I destroyed a bunch of bandits. That's pretty nuts. And this all keeps escalating. New powers, strange abilities, random characters giving me things like the cheese touch and the voice of all things. And my little girl gave me the cheese touch and the voice of all things. That's what I felt in my ability and my power. Don't know why she was doing that. Eventually, circling back to the main quest made things feel good. And he says, hey, I'm here to help you out, man. I can figure it out. And at this point, there's like 4 quests with they feel as though they're side quests. And they don't really have RPG level conclusions. It feels as though every quest I did was a half measure. And I want to point this out as you're seeing me, these dialogue in the background. Every quest in this game, this one right here where the guy's talking to me and he's saying that he lost all of his stuff to the bandits, all these quests are full half measures. They are the ideas and identity of a quest without the complete satisfaction of an ending quest, because a lot of time when you do an RPG quest, it comes to a very nice conclusion and everybody says, thank you for this, I don't need your help anymore, this is very important. These quests, it feels as though these guys still have issues after I do their quests for them. I love that. I I don't know if there's a lot of games that do that, where when you enter the life in a video game, you usually are the big proprietor. You're the person that changes everything in that person's life. And this guy, as he's trying to hassle me and say, oh, yeah, you're not strong. Well, you're strong as hell. I was like, you want to help me out? When you do these quests, you really feel as if their lives are still going to suck afterwards. And I like that. I like that a lot because that's real. Me coming up and saving your sheep or saving your cattle or getting back your cow from a bunch of bandits isn't going to make your life better. It's not going to make your wife come back. It's not going to make you grow hair. It's not going to make anybody love you. That's not the reality of what's going to happen. What's going to happen is people are going to just say, oh, yeah, well, I guess that's what I have to do. That's it. Nothing significant is supposed to happen when I change a small aspect of your life. Nothing big is supposed to happen. All these little quests and me fighting all these bandits and all this stuff, it's not supposed to change a big aspect of their life. It's supposed to be me kind of flexing on people. That's really all it's supposed to be. I decided that I was too strong for this main quest, so I decided to use only my hands, which was a very nice decision. It changes up the gameplay variety of me just using my sword. It feels nice to just use my hands in the RKO system. It made me feel disgustingly strong. And I think it's the feats and the gauntlets. I discovered that if they have an attack boost on them, that only counts for the unhanded and unarmed, I believe. So I get back his wine. I think I'm getting back his wine. I believe that's what he wants me to bring back. But and this is the important part. I don't know if that's his stuff. I have no clue. And he doesn't know if that's his stuff either. The only thing that this guy knows is one thing and one thing only, is that I got wine. And wine makes everybody feel good. Because upon returning to this man, this is exactly what happens. Oh, you brought back this wine? I love this wine. Is that not yours? Oh, yeah, of course it is, man. No, don't worry about that. This is my way. You take this, and, yeah, this is good. This is good. I'm going to sell this to a drunk or something. This is amazing. I don't know. I feel like I did a bad thing. I feel like I did a really bad thing. Also, if you notice, this helmet is stuck on my head. I don't know how to take it off. I don't know how to take the helmet off, by the way. I never figured it out. I just don't know how to take it off. Well, anyways, I do another part of the quest where I have to use the helmet, so it's a good thing I didn't take it off, where I have to live through the memories of this cow. Which at this point, now this is funny. I think this is a funny thing. I get to see the memories of a cow. That's objectively hilarious. That is objectively the funniest thing you could have possibly done and put in the game. I'm learning about a cow's memories. That's the funniest thing you could have ever put in the game. After learning about the cow's memories, I get this guy. He says, "Yeah, your cow's dead, man. I'm sorry. It's done. Thank you. I'm happy I can help you out. It's good. I appreciate your kindness. I'm happy I can help you out. It's just I don't know what to do for you." He got pummeled though. He got annihilated. He got a black eye. I don't know what's going on. I do appreciate that he's grateful though. So after that, I then encounter these children, and this is a very interesting child. I have never seen children act so much like children. He's getting teased and bullied, and you lost your sheep. Well, I lost my sheep, and Wooly is the best sheep I've ever had. Willie, and hi there. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, I lost Wooly. My Wooly's gone snip snapped. Oh my goodness. Kimpo libbly schlabber goobadoob, shinema zimmergoip, yibbity dibbity gibbly, hey slabberagably, hambunobogoip. I don't know what he's saying. Every time I hear a British person speak, is my natural American compulsion to insult them. If you're British and you feel insulted by any of the words during this video, if you made it this far, grow up. I don't know what to tell you, man. You can make fun of Americans as much as you want to. Not gonna affect me. But I end up getting his Wooly. So yeah. So this is his Wooly. I have it. I'm not sure if it's actually his sheep. I don't know. And he doesn't know either. He has no idea. Actually, let me phrase that better. He does know it's his sheep. He knows that this sheep in my hand is not his sheep. And want to know how I know he knows? He says, "Oh yeah," after I give him the sheep, which I'm running through and giving the sheep right now, he says, "Oh no, that's not my sheep. That's someone else's sheep." He just knows. He just knows. He can just feel it. He can feel it. Maybe he has a deep connection. This is not the friend he was looking for, but I'm happy I helped him out, and he understands. This is a very reasonable kid. He stopped crying essentially, and I gotta respect this kid. He gotta respect that. And he tells me that a gray mane was supposed to help him. And this, I believe this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I gotta find my friends. A gray mane? I gotta find my friend. I gotta find my boys. My boys are the ones that I was supposed to be scattered about this whole time. I'm curious what I'm supposed to be doing. After the black bears killed me, I was supposed to be looking for my compatriots, my buddies, my pals, my slap, my slime. I wasn't looking for my slime, my crew, my homies. I was just looking to get more inventory slots because I was trying to store more items, such as rats and pizza and cheese just in my pockets for no reason. I need to find my homies. Turns out, he doesn't know where the Mr. Greymane is because Mr. Greymane moved around. So I feel like I gotta find Mr. Greymane because I gotta figure out where my homie is, gotta figure out where my friends are. Didn't know where he was at. Lo and behold, this is Mr. Greymane. This drunk gooblegop, this actual goober of a human being. This is the Greymane I was looking for. Now, I didn't doubt him at first. Maybe he was from a different sector of the Greymanes. He was from the Elder Greymanes, and I had no idea who this guy was. He was somebody hidden or secret, and he was part of the secret coalition. I don't know everybody in the Codenames Kids Next Door. I only know numbers 1 through 5. Maybe he was something different. And he said, "Oh yeah, you know who I am? I'm a Greymane. I'm the guy." If you've ever seen Vinland Saga Season 2, there's a guy in Vinland Saga Season 2 that claims to be this powerful something the fist, Doors the Fist, Kelster the Fist, or something of that variety. I'm not sure what his name is, but there's this guy living on stolen valor because if back in the day, there's nobody. There is no one. There's nobody around here to call you on your BS. There's no Twitter. There's no Instagram. There's no nothing. There's nobody to be like, "Hey, actually, you're lying." No, there's no Grok. There's no community notes. There's none of that. So he's just lying through his teeth. So we go to this bandit cave. I clear out the entire bandit cave, and people show up and get all their stuff because they're getting all their free stuff from the bandits, and it's pretty nice. So I ended up solving the entire issues of everybody all at once, which is pretty nice. I enjoy that. It was a three-part setup to get to this big moment, and the three-part setup was actually really good. That's a very good way to do a questing system. I think that was smart, and I get to ore farm on a tree while looking crazy with these little eye masks on. I enjoy the ore farming after the quest. That's what they did in Ghost of Tsushima, and I'm happy they did it in this game. That's fun. After that, this is gonna sound crazy. These guys have got to be a racist caricature of something. This is I feel as though every time I look at these goblins, I'm looking at something horrifically racist. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Someone can correct me. They work in trading, they work in goods, they work in money, and they have big noses. And maybe I'm not gonna talk about it. Let's keep going forward. So I saved this guy from a burning village, and I was getting really angry because I kept getting burnt, and I just gently put him down. Huh. And he's safe. He's a safe man. So after that, I get antagonized by these goblin people, Shakatu's soldiers, these guys. And they're saying, oh, you think you good. Shakatu don't want to do nothing about you. Shakatu will kill you. Shaka Zulu, Shakatu, we kill you, brother. We destroy you. And I'm thinking to myself, why am I getting haggled? Why am I getting haggled by these Google guys? Why? I'm not here to fight. I don't know what they want. These guys don't value their life. Their lives mean so little to them. So disgustingly little to themselves. I don't know why they think, for whatever reason, that they even have a chance in hell. A chance in hell against me. They don't have any capabilities of fighting me. They're threatening me, thinking they can take me out. If you're going to put a sword to my neck, you should have done so because you messed up. Now, guess what? Guess what? Your boy, he's dead. He's dead. He's gone. He's out of the way. And you're gone. And you get RKO. Nobody lives now. You shouldn't have fought me. You should have jumped me in the beginning. You should have jumped me in the beginning. Now I got freedom. Now I can move around. Now I can RKO you. Now you're done. Now you're an idiot. It takes one RKO to take you down. You're an idiot. I don't even care about fighting you regularly. I just want to RKO everybody. What's up? Oh, you want to fight? No, get RKO. Everybody's getting RKO'd. Everybody's getting hit with the ambulance. Boom. Everybody's getting hit with the nonsense. And then somebody pops up and says, wait, stop killing my men. Please. It's this guy that's a racist caricature. I just saw this. I just saw him. I swear to God, I just saw this person. Why is he wearing a hood now? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Anyways, next part of this whole story deal was the fact that I still have to fight these guys, despite the fact they said they didn't want to scrap. Don't know what's going on, but it turns out they're being manipulated by another goblin, and these guys are soldiers of somebody else. And I'm fighting against these guys, and I'm ruining their lives for no reason. Apparently, they're getting manipulated by a tyrant, and the tyrant is telling these people that they have to take me out. But I just see free experience. I'm not really sure or caring about this entire story mission because you guys are going to get RKO to the end of time. That's all that I see. I see the ability to destroy these people, and I'm getting party invites and all this stuff, and I'm just feeling my power and gore, and I'm too strong for these story missions, and I like that. I like feeling like I can steamroll through everything. You guys ever play Dynasty Warriors, any Musou games, or Samurai Warriors, or Warriors of Orochi, or One Piece Pirate Warriors, or Dynasty Warriors Gundam? Any of those games? Those games, oh my God, I didn't know I could elbow. That's crazy. Those games had spirit, had gumption, had freedom, had the power within them, and I was aura farming all of them. Look at that aura farm. That's just, oh, that's disgusting. I love that. That's beautiful. And then this is where we fight Herm Splitter, whatever his name is. I don't really care. This fight is beautiful. I waited for the darkness of dusk to pass through just so I could have a cinematic approach to the beginning of this because I thought it was going to be really cool to see him in the dark of night. I like this. I like him because he's a white goblin, right? He's a white goblin, and the white goblin came into my land. White goblin came into my land and tried to take me out. Now, you see that sword in his hand right there? You see that sword? You're going to be seeing that sword a lot because that is an incredibly good sword. That sword is disgustingly powerful. And this may be the most significant boss fight in the entire game. It is not for what the story implications mean for. It is not for the fact of the matter that he is an incredible combatant or something of that variety. The reason this guy is such an important boss fight, and the reason why I enjoy his boss fight so much, despite the fact that I can RKO him, is that evasive skill he just did there. Do you see that move right there? You see that little evasive roll? That evasive roll is the most significant, the most important, the most crucial skill in this game. While you are being attacked, you can press circle and quickly evade away. That is the greatest skill in this game. There are so many times where I'm getting jostled or pushed around, annihilated, and I like right there, and I need to get out of the way. He is indefinitely the greatest boss that I have encountered in this game. So this is a pretty basic boss fight. The main gimmick behind his entire thing is that he's kind of fast. He isn't supposed to be particularly a hard boss fight, but those little waves do a significant amount of damage if you let them. I was just testing out a bunch of moves on him and basically just hitting him with nothing but RKOs because I had stocked up on so many healing items that every boss is basically trivial. So I didn't really care about fighting him in a fair, concise, cohesive manner. It didn't really matter to me. I decided that maybe I should use my two-hander against him because I'm discovering that my shield isn't bad, but it's not particularly good either. It's not the best thing to ever use. I thought that I could hit him with the katana moves because I thought it'd be cool to do a bit more damage. And I'm doing a slight chunk more damage, but nothing too crazy when it comes to damage. The best thing I'm doing basically is using my R1, R2 and spamming that move against him. And I'm not doing anything outside of the ordinary upon fighting him. I'm discovering that I do really need to get those Abyss Gears because I'm seeing that Abyss Gears are stronger. And the Abyss Gears are probably going to be the main crux of how I'm going to actually progress my power in this game. I was trying to hit him with a clothesline move, but it wasn't working, so I defaulted back to RKOs, and I proceeded to just kind of gomp him and hit him with the power of God Almighty, hitting him with a special flourish and a finisher move. But I didn't really take him out, so I just needed a few more hits on him, and I wanted to see more of his moveset. Maybe he has something to do. I really didn't know, but he just needed one more hit on him, and thus that was the end of the match. So yeah, that was pretty fun. That was pretty good. I like this boss fight a lot because it taught me a lot about the game. This was really cool, though. This was crazy to me. So we take him out, right? We go back to single sorting it up. I wish cutscenes use the weapon you use in your game, but I feel like that would ask for too much. And I kind of basically took him out, right? And as he's dying his dying breath, they realize, oh, the tyrant's down. The tyrant's down. Let's jump him. The tyrant has fallen. And they just start stabbing him. They have no loyalty. Holy. That was the funniest thing I've seen in my entire... No loyalty at all. And he just picks it up and becomes the king. He says, I'm the king now. I'm the king now. Yeah. Yeah. It's so good to destroy a dictatorship to go another one. That was pretty nice. But then I discovered this kind of homeless guy. It turns out that, well, I know this homeless guy. This is my best friend. We've been friends for years. This is my homie. I found the first actual gray man. Oh my God. This is my goat. This is my goat. And I'm feeling love. I'm feeling the love of this game right now. At first I was angry and not wanting to care about it, but because I've spent so much time in this world, I want to get invested in the story now. I want to feel what they feel. I want to understand what they understand. Are those homeless prostitutes? What? He just has homeless hoes. He just has them in his household. Why are they in his house? I guess that's to show that he cares about the little guy and homeless people and stuff of that variety, and he's using his wealth and his old age to care about people around him. But he just has hoes. That's crazy. So upon that, I go meet up with Dalton again, and Dalton explains to me, this is your camp. You can use this to expand your resources, and you can actually gather your gray mains when you find gray main allies, and they can use this Gamp resource for you. And I want to point this out right here. I want to tell you this right now on my whole chest. The camp is very important. The reason the camp is important is because it gives you resources that you yourself don't want to tediously get. Food is a very important resource early on in the game, and it's kind of difficult to get sometimes, especially considering the restock values of how it goes daily. Having food and having the ability to get resources, just cabbages or wood or timber, is so important. And you can send out dispatch missions later in the game, and this is the beginning start of that. The game, however, does not tell you to do this. I am in love with side quests, so I ended up doing basically all the gray main side quests because I wanted to do all the gray main side quests because that felt very important to me, and I get the ability to change to this woman. I don't know why she's significant, but I haven't used her yet. Don't really care about her. Anyways, back to my guy. My game bugged out right here. I tried to use Nature's Grasp on this, and I couldn't do it because there was no green outline to pick up the banner, which I feel was stupid. I could have just picked up the banner, but because I had to use Nature's Grasp and raise the banner, I couldn't do so. So that kind of agitated the piss out of me. Couldn't do that. I was stuck here for 45 minutes trying to figure out how to pick up this banner. I don't know if anybody else experienced this glitch, or maybe I was the only person on Earth experiencing experiencing this? I don't know. I have no idea. But I just want to talk about this for a little bit so you can see my frustration and confusion upon trying to figure this out, because I understand the controls of the game now. I know how to play the game. Maybe I'm messing up. I didn't know what to do. But turns out that I'm not stupid. The game just actually glitched out. After that, I reset the game and did a load save thing, and then I got able to pick up the thing and put it in there. Literally just load saving fixed it. So I imagine that's how it does with a lot of issues in the game. If you just load a previous save or save and then load again, it will respec everything and get everything all fine and dandy. So yeah, I'm just happy that I can actually pick it up. I feel like it's a bit extra user force power just to pick this up. You're strong enough to do so, I feel. Don't really know what the point of that was. Anyways, moving forward beyond that, we got something great. We got our camp. We got our people back. We're making progress. I have a home. I have a nice place to sleep. Life is good. Life is great. And because we did such a great job and all the people helped me out and we all did this together, I think we all deserve a nice, hearty meal. Is that another contribution bar? Are you kidding? There's another contribution bar. I'm happy I got more inventory slots, but there's another contribution bar. That's crazy. Anyways, I ended up making soup for everybody, saying thank you all to everybody. This is a nice surprise. I did have to do this, my brother, because this is for you. This is for my people. This is my family. These are my friends. These are my buddies and my pals, my compatriots. I vibe with you crazy. I rock with you. One thing I want to point out is that somebody pointed this out. There's only basically white people around and orcs and stuff. And people said, oh, there's no black people in the game. This is great. I don't know why people said that. I don't know. I do like clear soup, though. Clear soup is the greatest thing to make, and clear soup heals a lot of health. I made a lot of clear soup after this. Like a lot. Anyways, I talked to my Greymane buddies, and I found more Greymane buddies. I vibe with these boys so heavy because I rock with them. These are like white guys that are a part of a fraternity that get into Neanderthal tactics and rob people and do bandit activities. Because my boys are not good people. We are not good people. We're not holy or noble. We're just kind of okay. We're bad people. We are bad. We are evil. We're just warriors. We're kind of evil. We're kind of messed up. Anyways, I started doing a bunch of Greymane stuff. And this is the contribution place where you can donate and do a bunch of stuff right here. You do it to him and you give him a bunch of stuff. I cannot tell you the amount of times in future gameplay where I have given this man things I did not mean to give him. Didn't mean to give him a lot of stuff. I gave him money that I needed to give him, because once the money is in there, once you give him money, that's it. It's his money now. You can't pull it back out. You can't pull that money back out. It would be great if you could, but you can't. That money is for camp. And all those resources at the top right, that's for sending people out on missions. Any extra items that you don't really need, I'd give to him, because it does help overall for the contribution metrics of the entirety of everything. I figured out you can donate and all this other stuff, and I just gave him a few dollars because, it feels nice to give him some stuff. You get a little Greymane contribution points if you give him some stuff. You complete all his quests. His quests are basically just trackers. I'm not sure if there's any endpoint to his quests. I don't know, but they're basically just trackers. So I decided to continue down my route and path, and lo and behold, this lady popped up. I don't know what she was talking to me about, but the reason I wanted to talk about her, right? The reason I want to talk about her is that there are sometimes people that will just come up and talk to you. I don't know why they do that. I don't know. No, this wasn't the clip I was looking for. Let me explain what this is. This was a random side quest that I turned in on because everybody has assistance for some reason. Don't know what that was about, but people will just come up and talk to you. That doesn't defeat my point. That doesn't defeat what I was saying. It doesn't defeat anything about the words I was saying. It still is the same exact thing. Do these quests to get your inventory slots up, because the inventory slots are really, really, really important. So, after that, I decided to do this guy's quest. This guy's quest, I didn't capture this. I don't think I captured this. This doesn't seem like it's something I captured. He just wants me to use something that he's too lazy to use. That's like 90% of the quest I've done so far, by the way. Somebody's really lazy, and they see me and say, that thing, I use that wheel. This is the whole quest, that wheel. That whole quest is the wheel. I thought I had to go outside, but the whole quest is that wheel in the corner. That was the entire quest. That's it. I thought I had to go up or go around, but I was just being stupid. I was just being dumb. That wasn't the quest. I thought it was outside. I thought he maybe wanted me to go out somewhere because I didn't think somebody would be this lazy. Nope. I had to spin that wheel. That was the whole quest. Spinning the wheel. That's it. Whole quest. And he said, oh, I didn't know that the wheel spins. That's it. That's it. I'm asking him questions and stuff like that. That's it. He just wanted me to spin that wheel. That was the whole quest. Nothing deeper than that simple request. I had assumed he was going to tell me something crazy, but no, nothing like that. Also, I'd recommend gifting NPCs as early as possible because there's a daily limit to how much trust you can gain upon gifting NPCs. Figure out what you can gift them, by the way. You can pretty much gift them anything. Now then, this guy did his quest. It was pretty easy. It's just pretty much advertising himself. And all these little merchant quests are very simple requests, basically just going around and doing that. I was a bit more descriptive earlier, but these quests aren't worthy of descriptions, I feel. It's very simple. They're so fast and so quick and they don't do anything. They're just there to get your inventory up, I feel. They don't really matter. And then there's this little lady, and I don't really know what she wants realistically. I don't know what she wants. Not even gonna act like I remember, but there's a specific reason I put this in. I don't have any notes here for her. I think it's because if I could marry people, I would marry her and then I'd put her in my house and lock her in a cage. Is what I wanted to talk about. Oh no, this was Bruna's request, but I would put her in a cage and poke her with a stick. Is what I would do. There needs to be a marriage system so I can lock my wife in a cage, keep her in there, and she can never escape, and see if she can starve. That'd be a cool system. I could treat him like The Sims. That'd be fun. That'd be pretty cool. I'd enjoy that. Oh, she's a horse lady too. That's pretty nice. Anyways, there's an update file that happened. Now, this update file had a bunch of cool metrics that happened. It made the horse follow you when you whistled it. It improved the tracking. The jumping felt better. There was an issue where there was a lot of bugs, but it was a big issue where the storage chest was not used for storage. It was just a private thing. It was a supply chest instead of a storage chest. So they added a storage in the game. And I feel as though if I can get this video out fast enough, that hopefully some psychopath is going to sit through the entirety of this video and listen to all my complaints, and hopefully it can do that. There's going to be a section at the end where I list all my complaints and all things that I want for the future of this game. But man, if I could have done that, that would have been phenomenal. I doubt this video is going to come out anytime soon, realistically. But man, it would have been good if I could have got this video out in a timely manner to do the updates. Hopefully somebody can watch the end part with all my feedbacks and actually send this to somebody at Pearl Abyss and get them all their stuff. But this was an amazing update. It made the gameplay significantly better. It also made archery significantly easier, but it's still insanely hard, so I haven't beaten it yet. It made the arm wrestling mini game very easy. I don't know why people are struggling with the arm wrestling mini game. I imagine because people can't tap as fast. Not a lot of fast tappers in the world. Not a lot of fast tappers. Not a lot of people that can use their thumb to full capability. And that's fair. That's just a fair thing. I don't think everybody should be using that ability that fast. Anyways, back to the game. I had a bunch of items and such, and I didn't really care about them. I was just going through and looking at it, but I wanted to point this out. This boss is easy. This is the Crimson Death boss. The Crimson Nightmare. This is an easy boss. Because you can use your Axum hand. You can use your Axum hand, the little hand, the hand thing, I'm going to show you. The hand thing, holding down L3, and you can pull him down. Want to know how I discovered this? I didn't look this up. I discovered this because there's got to be a way I can pull him down. It's really my whole thought process. That was it. I pulled him down, and then you can pull him down. Now, I didn't do it in that point, but I'm going to show you. The reason he's at half bar is because I pulled him once, and you have to pull him, I believe it's twice. You pull him twice, and that's it. That's the entire boss. This boss is simple. This boss is cake. This is the gimmick boss. This is a gimmick boss. This is truly a gimmick boss. As you can see, everybody else around me is dead. I spent my hard-earned time spending so much time killing every single enemy in the area. It is worth it to kill every single enemy in the area. I mean that. It is so worth it to kill every single enemy in the area. That is important. I had to sneak into a church, or more so I had to cheat into more so a psych ward type area, and I had to convince this guy to give me some clothes. He said, I'll give you 10 silver, 10 silver, man, 10 silver. I give you some clothes to sneak in. I said, 10 silver? 10 silver. What I should have done is I should have murdered him. I should have slit his throat right there. I should have had him look at his own intestines and watch him bleed out slowly is what I should have done. But I was really debating on this 10 gold because I really needed to keep my 10 silver. I don't want to say 10 gold. I need this 10 silver. I feel like I needed it. Don't know why he wanted me to give him money for it, but obviously he doesn't care about the house or the healing ground. He doesn't care about none of this garbage. He doesn't care about any of that. So That guy popped out. I thought he was about to tag team. He about to hit me with a DP move, but he just gave me a bunch of clothes. And I like these clothes a lot because, well, look at them. I look like a ninja. I think it looks sick as hell. Very sick clothing. So I entered this House of the Healing, right? This is the psych ward. I want to point this out. There's these guards. There's this checklist. They haven't seen me before. I'm lying right to his face. I'm a great liar. You love to see me. It's fantastic. It's beautiful. This whole area is a loony bin. What they're doing here is they're putting helmets on these people, these regular people who go through maybe a headache or maybe they stub their toe, and they are just giving them crazy hallucinations and visions so they can sedate them and ruin their lives. That's the entirety of what's going on. Now, I wasn't paying attention to the story, but how I figured this out was that as soon as I walked through and looked around, I said, oh, this is a pretty pleasant village. This is pretty nice. And then I see, oh, there's a quest board. All right, this seems to be like a regular village. I probably had to sneak in here later. And I look and see just people being led. And they're shaking a little bit and they're freaking out. And my only thought is, they're basically slaves. And they're fighting and it's horrifying and they're beating somebody up. But that's my boy. Actually, I know this guy. I've known him for years. That's my best friend. And so he gets out and we're doing a prison break right now. We're breaking out the psych ward. And he's getting his get back something crazy. Devious lick back like nutso. This is the person that put him in here. And he said, oh, what's going on? Yeah, what's up? What's up? Remember this? Remember this, you idiot? Remember you messed me up? Remember you ruined my life? Remember you didn't pay me my taxes, huh? Remember you did that? Yeah, take this. So these helmets make them go crazy. And I have one of these helmets. And I heard of these helmets do make you lose your mind a little bit. I wonder if prolonged exposure of me keeping that helmet on may make me go crazy, same as these people in here. I don't know. That'd be a very interesting plot point. But we did end up getting another Greymane. And that's pretty much the biggest point of contingency I care about is getting another Greymane. Because that is my goats. Love my boy. Love my dudes. Love my Greymanes. We progress a little bit further and he's looking sad because we need to find more Greymanes and things are looking dire and he wants to make sure everything's back better for him. His leg's messed up and he doesn't know what's happening with the world and he just feels stressed out because the black bears are still out there and maybe they're looking for the Greymanes. Who knows what's happening? But I do gotta appreciate his little bit of optimism. I like the little pep in his step. That's really cute and cool. I like it. I love learning about these characters. I was told and someone told me that I wouldn't care about the story or the characters, but this is kind of picking up. This is really picking up. But the people I play with are not good people. They abuse people. They ruin people. I love them. They don't take anybody's mess. And I gotta respect that level of anger. So after doing this Greymane stuff, I decided, okay, I did enough Greymane things. That's pretty fine. I suppose I might as well continue with the main story. And this is where the story gets a little angering. So, I enter an entirely new region and I'm super excited. A bunch of trees right here. I feel like I can chop down each of these trees and get a bunch of lumber. Doesn't make a lot of sense to the words. But I do enjoy going through these things because it feels nice. It feels like I'm going through one of those apple farms. If you ever lived in the Midwest or been on the fall, I don't know if other places have this, but it's mostly in the Midwest. They have apple farms. It feels like an apple farm out here. So they're getting destroyed by what I can only assume to be are ninjas or scarecrows. I don't know. To be quite real with you, I don't know what these guys are. But every time I beat one of them, they turn into a little doll, I think. I think they're turning into dolls. I don't know what they're turning into. I'm under the assumption that these are all dolls and they're all one version of a bigger guy known as the one and only Reed Devil. So this is very important. All I've heard about this game, because I've been on Twitter and I'm looking at people talk about the game, all I keep hearing is people saying the Reed Devil is really difficult. The Reed Devil is hard. The Reed Devil is some monkey that I haven't gotten to yet. But they say the Reed Devil is really difficult. They say that. And I just lost one of my Greymane buddies. This guy is the coolest, sickest looking dude I've ever seen. I want to know his lore and backstory immediately. I want his armor immediately. He is sick. He's awesome. I like everything about him. I don't think he's done anything wrong. And I think he is a perfect character. I love him indefinitely. I also like when nobles die because I don't like nobles, never have, and I never will. So I end up
coming in here and saving everybody from the Reed Devil right here doesn't really matter that much because immediately we're about to fight him. I'm thinking this is going to be a very difficult fight. So as you can see, I have a bunch of clear soup on the bottom left ready to go, just ready to fight this man. And I see this Reed field. Turns out he is a devil of the Reed field, the Reed Devil. What are the odds? Who would have guessed that the Reed Devil would be the devil of the Reed field? I thought he was a devil of the seed field or something else, but he is just the devil of the Reed field. That's pretty much it. I like the way this area looks. I like how clear the sky is. Very beautiful. It reminds me of the desert. It reminds me of Arizona. And I miss Arizona a lot. This is just chill. I appreciate this a lot. So I saw a grindstone, and I think this is the first time I've used technically a grindstone, but a grindstone basically just gives you a little bit of a bonus to your gear. It just gets your weapons sharper and makes your weapons hit harder. That's basically what it does. I'd recommend using a grindstone whenever you possibly can because it lasts for a while. I believe it's a time limit on the items more so it's not really that bad to use. I'd recommend using the grindstone 9 times out of 10. It's a pretty good efficient thing to use. So, and I want to point this out before you yourself go fight the Reed Devil. I want you to just make sure that you have a bunch of stuff ready to go fight the Reed Devil. He's not terribly difficult. If you have the Lord Sword and you have some pretty decent armor and you're pretty much, if you're properly leveled, is the best way I can describe it. If you're properly leveled, you can beat the devil of the Reed field. If he's this little guy, this is the guy we're fighting. We're gonna shrink down and fight him. Now, he's pretty fun. He's basically a Japanese samurai Reed Devil type deal. I'm not sure what he exists under or what his lore dictates of what he is, but he's just sick. He's just a sick combatant. And I had a fun time fighting him. I meditate waiting for him to go attack him, and it's just that's the entire thing of the battle. So let's talk about the fight for a second. I think if you're not comfortable with the commands of the game, you're not going to have a fun time fighting the Reed Devil. I think he is going to be intimidating because he moves around a lot and he teleports a lot. I think that's the biggest thing about the fight that a lot of people are going to be really hellbent on and confused is that he is fast, but he is terribly weak. He is disgustingly weak. He isn't a strong combatant. He has about 3 health bars, and after each health bar, you'll get this fun little flourish of a cutscene after every time he goes into one of these things. And if you guard or if you're just faster than him, especially considering we just learned the evasive roll through basic story intermissions, you're not going to have that bad of a time with him. I do appreciate the middling cutscenes in between, and I love this a lot. What I've discovered is that people are having a little bit of an issue, and this is just people in general, where if they die to a boss, they have to go through all the cutscene stuff again. And this goes into the issue of not being able to repeat cutscenes. Sorry, skip cutscenes, which is very agitating. This part was interesting, where you had to have a little fun mechanic. I hope more bosses have some fun mechanic of this, where in this part where you have to actively take out the scarecrows in the area in order to actually deal with the Reed Devil because he just nonstop attacks you right here. This is fun. I think this is a fun little mechanic to keep the fight interesting. I imagine some people may find this agitating, but you can have a lot of healing items. You can have 20 of each healing item. You can have 100 soups. That's 100 Estus Flask. It's really simple to do so. He also teaches you this move right here, which is Swift Stab, which is a very good move. This right here is a very good move to use. I think it's fun to save your level ups. If you go to your level up screen and you see that it actually says this can be learned another way, usually you should learn that the other way. These little cutscene flourishes, they really know how to go crazy on the cutscenes. I will say that without a shadow of a doubt. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Because he can separate into a bunch of different forms, I was thinking throughout this entire fight, how do we kill this guy? Can he die? As long as somebody makes a little effigy of what he is, will he just continually pop back up? And that thought persisted throughout the entire fight because I don't think it would be fair if we were able to take him out because he seems to be existing purely based by Chainsaw Man logic. For as long as you fear him, he kind of exists. That's pretty much Chainsaw Man logic. And I think that's how he exists overall. And most bosses usually go, you do 2 hits, they do a combo, you can kind of take him out. But I was getting real greedy. I love these little in-betweeners though. This is really sick. I love watching this because it's amazing. I want to be able to do that flip thing in the sky as well. That would be sick as hell. If you are not invested in the controls of the game, I think this will be a very hard fight for you. I think that would be agitating. Because if you suck at this is just me. If you suck at the controls of the game, you're going to have the worst time imaginable with figuring this game out. And I think this is the end of the battle. It was only 2 health bars. I'm stupid. Sorry. That's the end of the battle. You just kind of beat his butt. Like, that's it. You just kind of go crazy mode, bar fight him out. And he's like, I can't attack you. That's pretty much the whole battle. He disappears, and I don't know if he pops back up. I have no clue. But I like the fact that he just kind of runs away. That's pretty interesting. That's really interesting. It makes us seem more dangerous than anything. I like that. He just disappears, which is sick. That is sick. That is really good. I hope he pops back up and we can actually have a second fight. I believe it's open for interpretation what happens after this, but I'm hoping we can just have a second fight with this guy because that would be, I don't know, that'd be sick. That'd just be fun for me. I would enjoy fighting the Reed Devil yet again. I feel as though that would make a lot of sense. Anyways, that was the Reed Devil fight. Hope you enjoyed that one. That was pretty easy. Really easy, actually. After all that, we ended up going back and telling everybody about what I did to the Reed Devil. That was pretty fun. But what I wanted to do was apprehend somebody. I wanted to apprehend somebody. I saw that guy limping in the distance, and I wanted to get back to bounty hunting. Bounty hunting is the most fun I've had in this game. I'm not going to lie to you. I wish there were an infinite amount of bounties. I wish they kept updating bounties. I wish as the game progresses, we get more bounties. That'd be fun. Because, man, getting bounties in this game is super cool. I just love beating people up and interrogating them and going behind them and just completely destroying them. That's just fun. It's just fun to tackle somebody. I let him walk a little bit. I let him believe that he had an ability to get away. I just wanted to see him waddle. Wanted to see him suffer a little bit. He wasn't getting anywhere. He obviously was injured and damaged, and I like watching my meat get tenderized. Tell me where the code is. I don't know where it's at, buddy. Please tell me where the code is a little bit. Tell me where the code is. This is the most fun I've had. I wish I captured when I did this to the nun because I almost killed the nun because it was the first time that. And maybe it's the internal misogyny in me. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's something ingrained in me. But if a nun's bad, that's evil. I had to toll out divine punishment to her because she's lying to the children. She's lying to the people. And I got to be the protector of this world. That's what I felt like when I was beating up that nun. Or maybe I'm just messed up. Could be both. Could be a combination of both. Didn't really have to be a noble cause, honestly. I'm not really a noble person. Doesn't really have to be noble in my eyes. It really doesn't have to be. I feel like I'm trying to give myself a noble cause because I feel as though I'm wrangling them up. I feel like I'm just wrangling them up and doing fun stuff. I believe we should be able to hog tie people to the back of horses and then use that as a fun ability. So after that, I ended up talking to this guy over here. I believe this is Leon. This is the guy where we've been talking to for quite some time, and he just wanted to make sure everything's good. I wanted me to report something, and I was telling him that I reported to it. It wasn't that bad. That's the end of this quest line, and I don't think there's anything else because there was 10 out of 10 quests for this one, and I did all the quests for Leon Roberts. So there wasn't much to do with him. This is the end of that quest line. That's all there pretty much is to it. You don't get much. He said he was going to reward you handsomely. I'm thinking he's going to give me like 10 gold bars or something. We're going to reward you handsomely. Gold bars? But no, he doesn't give you gold bars. He just says, you did a fine job. Here goes some contribution points and some garbage. He doesn't give you anything cool. Not really feeling that. I feel like the reward should be updated. That'd be swell. Am I selfish for wanting better rewards? Is that what I am? I'm a selfish ninny nanny. Is that who I am? Is that what my life has amounted to? Me being ridiculously selfish? Maybe I am. Maybe I'm the most selfish man on the planet. Maybe I am. But he did lead me to another quest line, which led me to an ice area. This led me to an ice region. I was doing another quest for another noble, I think, something of that variety, and it led me to this very snowy region. I didn't know. And this is going to sound crazy. I didn't know there was going to be snow. Maybe I didn't pay attention
to anything. Maybe I didn't pay attention to the trailer or something like that. But the snow was a pleasant surprise because the snow looks really good. The blood in the snow looks fine. This guy saying, "Oh, we got annihilated by the Stag Lord." I said, "The Stag Lord." I misheard it at first. I thought he said the F slur. I didn't know that was a thing. So I get to the Stag Lord, and he's standing there, opulent, on his throne. And I'm ready for another viscerally challenging boss fight. A fight that will test my mettle, test my skills. I don't know if I'm even leveling up enough for this because this is very side optional content. This is not main story content. This is very side optional. This is Sigurd, the Stag Lord, another scavenger messing with my kingdom. I think this is the coolest look. This is Liver King. This has to be the Liver King. This is how I think the Liver King sees himself as a person. And I think this was a very fun, very back and forth ass boss fight because I love human boss fights. Human boss fights where the guy is a little bigger than you. Oh, give me more of that. He is a giant compared to me. He's huge. And he deserves it too. I love this boss fight because he has easily telegraphable attacks. He basically has your moveset. We're both fighting with a sword and shield. He has a pretty decent chunk of health. He does these gigantic jumps that go crazy. He's using all of his strength, his whole body weight against you. It feels as though this is how a big guy would try to fight you. It felt as though I was fighting against somebody from Vinland Saga. And I love games that make me feel like Vinland Saga because Vinland Saga is one of my favorite games of all time. The Stag Lord, this is my first fight against the Stag Lord, and I've learned a lot. I've learned how to use my moves. I've learned how to use my flourishes. I've learned how to position myself in battle. And I love this. He's grabbing me. I can't grab him because he's too big. This is a beautiful battle, and I'm using as much healing as I possibly can. I'm trying to struggle strafe around him. I'm staying behind his back. I'm trying to stay within the battlefield, and I'm looking at his shield. I really want his shield. I'm hoping throughout the entire fight that the one of the rewards, or I could possibly get it, is a shield. And I learned the expertise skill, which gives me the ability to do a big flourish upon my moves. That is impressive and beautiful. I love that. This is such a good game when it comes to discovering things and little small anecdotes. And that's a very realistic way to learn a skill. You watch it long enough, you see it over and over again. Why wouldn't I learn a skill if I saw it that many times over? Obviously, I'd learn the skill. And as you can see on my stamina bar, it's a little bit blue. So apparently, I can either wear clothes or I can get something to make it less notable when I lose stamina, and it makes it a bit easier. I didn't know that. I didn't know they had a temperature mechanic in the game. That is cool. They're just adding everything. Everything they could possibly add in the game, they just kind of put it in the game. And that is beautiful. I love that. As you can see, the shockwaves from that sword is doing a lot of work and they're putting in a lot of damage. I like that. And as I said about the cutscenes, every cutscene I believe is worth looking at. Every cutscene is just worth looking at. But this big beluga Bear Grylls Dick Sporting Goods dad ass person is just such a imposing, towering foe. He's such a good boss fight. He feels so visceral. Him yelling, him charging you with his shield, him hitting you with all of his weight, his body. It feels as though you're fighting against another Greymane in some capacities, maybe passing on the mantle. And this goes to show that your group isn't the only group out here in the world. You are merely a small piece in the bigger confines of the entirety of everything. I want to hate the Black Bears really bad because they messed up my people, but I understand they themselves are also a piece in the bigger ecosystem, same as this guy. I can't even hate this guy because he might be delusional, but that delusion gives him strength and power. That delusion creates a lore of who he is as a person. It allows him to be the Stag Lord, the creator of whatever he is. It keeps him warm. It keeps him positioned on this fallen kingdom where he gets that. He has subjects and people that believe in his strength. And I'm sure people, same as so, believe in my strength. And I gotta believe in that. And I gotta honor him as a warrior. And he treats me as a warrior. He rushes me. He charges me. He makes me feel as though we're having a back and forth of battle. I may be getting tossed around and salad tossed and put on my butt, but I can understand what that means to him as a warrior. This is a true battle of wit, skill, and determination. This is something that I can't just woefully put aside. I don't know if he's gathering new skills with every time he goes through another health bar, but it does feel correct because I have a crazy amount of health as well. He jumps so he can reposition himself and does that Marvel superhero landing. I appreciate that. I am getting exhausted with his
battle. Not in terms of I'm getting tired of it, but I'm getting exhausted as a warrior. I can feel the exhaust in my character's movements. I can see that when I lose stamina. I can see me catching breath. I can see me getting in a corner and him trying to reposition himself and jumping in the sky. Every moment of visceral power that he strikes me with feels so cathartic to be a piece and a part of this battle. I somehow got my challenge up. I don't even know how that happened. I don't know what was going on with the entire battle there. But me using my meat, using my resources, using everything at my disposal made this fight easy, but it also showed that we also could do that. I hope there's a boss that has healing items that could possibly use healing items or possibly runs away mid-fight, or a mimic in the game that has every item that I have. That'd be pretty sick. I'd enjoy that. That would be fun to endure. Watching him rush me, using all of his abilities, using all of his power. I want to know what his history is. What is he a kingdom of? Is there a book where I could read up on his lore and power and backstory and history? Am I not paying attention enough? Why am I so invested in this side character? Maybe it's the ancestral spirit of a warrior watching him go to and fro. The same feeling I get when I watch a show such as Baki the Grappler or Kengan Ashura or Hajime no Ippo. Those shows. It might be that same exact feeling ruminating within my body, mind, and spirit where I get to see that exact thing. It's something cathartic in the way that he's attacking, in the way that he's battling me, in the way that I'm feeling within this motion. It's beautiful to see this. And I don't want that to change. I don't want this game to be ostracized by the critics for including battles such as this. And as I got closer to the end of the battle, as I saw him bleeding out and watching his health go down, I felt something. I felt sad that it was ending. I wanted this battle to go on forever. This dance that we were having with each other, it felt amazing. As I stabbed him in the corner, as I watched his dying breath go out, as I grabbed him by the horns, got behind his head, and I pulled down, and I was able to end the life of the Stag Lord and hit him through the heart, using his helmet against him, using my battle and expertise, and him getting up, and him using the last of his dying breath and his delusions to use all of his strength and power and capability to go and say this cannot be. He felt as though he had this manifest destiny within his body and his spirit, but he didn't. I came out the victor. I was the one, because the only thing that matters is the one left standing at the end of the day. Says, have no fear to his subjects. He will lead them to the promised land. And I have nothing but respect for the Stag Lord and how he presented himself and how he stayed on his throne at the end of it all. He ended the battle as he came into it, on his throne as the Stag Lord. And you will stay as the... I got the shield. Oh, dude, I got the shit. That's crazy. Didn't even know I was going to get the shield. That felt great. Felt nice to get the shield because that shield is so cool. Got an artifact out of that, and I just really respect and appreciate that. And I got the region liberated. That was pretty nice. So I decided to explore more of the area because the beauty of the snow area, and I got to figure out what the system is they're using to generate all this, because any other system would have made my PS5 fry 10 times over. The beauty of the architecture and how the game renders everything and how it isn't slowing down is insane. It is insane that this is the technical capabilities we are accomplishing right now because of how far I can see out in the distance and how it feels already generated within it. It feels as though they're all living their lives out there. And I really do love that. Out of nowhere, as I was walking, I encountered these two ice walkers. I didn't even know I was going to encounter them. They're easy, but man, I didn't know where they were coming from. They give a lot of experience because they're basically bosses. I didn't know where they came from. They just popped up out of nowhere and scared the crap out of me. I don't know if this is this didn't feel like a scripted event. I just got hit out of nowhere. They just came out of the thin air. And that's what I love about this game. As I explore, I'm discovering things that nobody has told me about. No one told me these ice walkers were going to pop up. No one told me this was going to be a thing. I didn't feel like this was going to be a thing. This just came out of the blue, the blippity blue. I'm having a good time figuring out this battle, destroying these guys in pieces, taking the stamina out. And this is a very simple and easy boss fight. This isn't anything to write home about. It's just a basic fight. It's just two golems. They're nothing. They're basically nothing. If you're close to them, they always deal damage. I guess that's something, but really easy, really simple. You get some gears from their death. They do drop a bunch of gears. So I'm not sure if these guys pop back up or if they're just a mini boss or whatever. Or are these part of the, I believe it's 75 or 76 unique bosses in the game. I'm not sure if they're a part of that big number, but I do respect and appreciate that they added these guys. That was pretty cool. That thing got stuck up there. I don't know what that thing up there is about. It just kind of got stuck up there. Is that a glitch? Am I supposed to pick it up? I have no idea. It popped up on my map. I got a vitality out of here. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. I have no clue. I I can't tell you. Is there something important? Do I jump on it? When I jumped on it, I got damaged. That's it. I don't know. I If anybody knows or if I can figure it out, I have no clue. I don't know why I'm asking anybody. This is all one big video. As I'm probably gonna figure it out later. I found this chest and behind a waterfall. I didn't know there was chests behind waterfalls, but there was an item flickering on my thing, and I got these cool boots. And then I looked up what these boots were online. Turns out they're part of a bigger armor set. And so I spent the next, 3 hours trying to get the rest of this armor set because these boots went crazy. They look cool. They have a climb speed multiplier and 10% skill gain. That's crazy to have on boots. So I decided to use these boots and get the entire armor set because I wanted to figure out what that armor set was. Only to discover that I could only get pieces of the armor set and the gloves in the head were for some sewer boss that I don't know about yet. So that's pretty much that there. I went back to the camp to talk to my Gray Main buddies and we're really coming along. I feel nice. This feels great. It felt like I was actually accomplishing something watching these people drink and have a good time with each other. It felt nostalgic somehow, and I don't know why. I don't know why I enjoyed hanging out with these people, hearing them laugh, and just watching their facial expressions going through. I felt very enamored within the game because I was so immersed, and it felt like my rewards were actually paying off over time, which is rare. Very rare in a game where I'm this enveloped in every single facet of what it is because there's so many systems and I've barely scratched the surface of what this game even close to delivers. And that is the culmination of getting into chapter 4. So, this guy is talking about, hey man, we got some stuff for you, another side quest for you. You like side quests? I do like side quests. Don't worry. This guy, my lord, says you need to figure out about spears because he loves spears. So, finally, this is the Lioncrest Manor. Now, I've stolen from this manor a few times. This is a place where I get the gold and I did all those puzzles and got all those little trinkets. This area, I finally am going to be able to gain access into this regularly because if you walk through the regular doors, all they would do, and I was checking if there was gold here, by the way, all they would do is kick you out. They'll say, you're not supposed to be around here. You look like a troublesome lot. I hate you. I hope your mother stabs you in the womb. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. I don't, that seems a little bit ridiculous. But this guy is a spear practitioner, and he wants me to figure out his spear things. And that guy was immediately about to get beat up trying to attack me. Servant, get up out of here. So, I end up saving his son from the first area. His son is captured in this little bandit area right here. And I don't know why I think he was trying to get the spear manual back and trying to be a man. It's always noble men trying to be men and then getting up destroyed overall. Don't really know what's going on. If you don't know how to battle, stop trying to scrap in the rackets. Don't try to do that. So, and seeing him lay down there, seeing him down, seeing a white man down, that hurts my spirit. Because I wasn't the one doing it. So naturally, I had to stop these white guys from doing it so I can maybe make him my slave. I really do wish there was a option to be a slaver or something, or adding a system to enact in slavery. I think it'd be fun to have a bunch of slaves, but I imagine you put that in the game, a bunch of guys might make a bunch of women slaves, whole thing there. And if you can't make women slaves, and they complain and say, oh, you can't make women slaves, but you can make male slaves, this is misandry. And then there'd be a whole conversation about misandry, and that would suck. That just wouldn't be good. I don't think I'd enjoy that. That wouldn't be fun, would it? Anyways, I save this guy, and then he tells me, oh, there's a bunch of manuals all scattered around and hibbly-bibby everywhere. I'm just keep making up British words every time I do one of these British voices. Oh, gibbly shoop. I needed to gather up all the manuals of the spear things. That's what I needed to do. So, after I talked to this guy, I did end up getting all the spear manuals, but I want to point out one specific part of the entire spear manual gathering that threw me for an absolute loop, and I don't know why. This messed me up. So, pausing right here, look at this. This guy has a blunderbuss. He is the incredibly combatant. This is the captain of this last area right here. He is insane. It took me so long to fight him. He has hit me with a shotgun. I thought if I beat him, that I would get his weapon and that I would use his ability and capability to actually just shoot people. I would love his ability, and he has the same evasive role that I have. This guy is a real warrior. He is incredibly tough. If you encounter him, please do not underestimate him. Please do not do as I did or my forefathers did before, because Maguichi Saika here, lock on Stratus, this guy, this incredible strong combatant was insane. I beat him, but man, it was actually stressful the way he was moving around. It felt good. I wish there were more bosses like that just scattered about. I'm pretty sure there are, but man, that caught me. No one told me about that. They didn't give me a warning. They didn't give me a pretext. They didn't say, "Hey, did you know there's actually a super strong guy here?" You could have told me that. You could have said, "Yeah, actually, be careful with the captain there. The captain is actually the strongest combatant. He's actually trained with everybody that's ever used a gun. He's trained with Clint Eastwood. He actually is the shotgun aficionado. The Master Chief taught him how to use a bullet. He trained with Shroud. Did you know that he actually trained with Shroud? He trained with Shroud? Yeah, he's actually the strongest man on Earth. Did you know that? No, you should have told me that. Nah, you'll figure it out. You'll figure something out." That was crazy. Anyways, after completely annihilating him, I was invigorated. I did this whole place backwards. I did this entire place backwards. So I ended up having to go through and destroy everybody after I took out the captain and the boss, which felt great because after fighting a very tough enemy and you get to clear out all these people, I want you to look at all the reds on the bottom left. All these people are essentially worthless. Now, as I stated before, if you hold R1, you can pretty much just auto attack and take everybody out. I recommend getting used to holding R1s. I also recommend getting used to these guys with their backpacks on. Those are flamethrowers. Those are flamethrowers. I suppose that makes sense that they have flamethrowers, right? That just tracks that they themselves have flamethrowers, and the flamethrowers do matter in the grand scheme of things, and technology in this world is beautiful and amazing. There must be so much in the technology of this world that I am missing out on because I need to figure out where I can go to get some better technologies. I feel as though getting to a place in this game where I can actually get better technologies would make this entire playthrough significantly easier. I don't know yet, though. I'm only guessing and hoping in this lifetime that I could possibly get to a point where I possibly could have the ability to get to some place in this lifetime where I have the ability to, I don't know, maybe get some mechanical arms to use 4 swords. That'd be kind of sick. And that has a time limit on it. That'd be nuts. That'd be cool. Anyways, that was liberated. Freed that up area. And then immediately after that, I did some more Greymane stuff. I love doing Greymane stuff. I love finding more allies and comrades and them looking at me and getting excited. And at first I thought it was going to get old. I thought I was going to get old real fast. But no, but it just feels nice that they are happy to see me. No one's happy to see me in real life right now. So it's just nice to have somebody that really, really, really wants to see me. It's just nice. I really do appreciate that. Anyways, after all that, I end up talking to this nobleman. And this nobleman is telling me, my mind is full of worries. Now, as I'm talking to him, looking top left, the top right. The top right, as I'm having a conversation, I didn't notice that it was thunderstorming. It's thunderstorming right now. And as it's thunderstorming, if you look around in the area, you will notice little droplets begin to form everywhere. The wind's going to pick up ever so slightly. Ignore what he's saying. He's saying nothing important. Wind's going to pick up ever so slightly. And that thunderclap, I didn't know what that was. I ended up turning and looking. I was like, what the hell was that? Who did that? I thought I was getting invaded by dragons or somebody was invading the village. I was horrified. This was my first thunderstorm. 22 in-game days in the game. That was my first thunderstorm. I didn't even know that could happen. That scared the crap out of me. I had an inkling that it was a thunderstorm because of the overcast area, but man, this game just has everything. That really scared the crap out of me. I thought I was getting ready for an epic battle. Anyways, I end up talking to Nara, and she wants me to go through and feed this dog because she's having an argument about ownership of this dog. And at this moment, I discovered that if you don't have a dog, right? If you don't have a dog, you need to get a dog in this game immediately. At first, I thought if I kept petting it, it'd get the trust up and that'd be easy and simple. And they told me I have a limit to how much trust I can gain through interacting. So that seemed simple. I discovered that I couldn't pet him that much
because he would get sick of the petting and it wouldn't get that much interaction. So I said, okay, what would make a dog like me? He's a starving dog. I don't know what could possibly get him on and cracking. I figured out if I keep doing this and I was getting agitated with the controls, it was going to take too long to do that. So I decided, okay, maybe if I lay a bunch of meat on the ground, the meat will be good for him because maybe he'll eat the meat. So I'm thinking, okay, I set the meat down, see if he eats the meat. Come on, take the meat. Come on, let me put it in front of his face. The meat has to go right in front of his face. That was my only thought process. If the meat goes right in front of his face, I should be fine to make sure it's all good. And dogs love meat. I don't see why he wouldn't like the meat. I'm not sure why he would hate the meat. I just got to discard it. I was trying to figure out how to discard the meat, but then I see right there, the dog, go ahead. You saw I drop that meat. Go ahead, doggy. Look down. He looks down, and he starts eating the meat. And I'm hoping his bar goes up. Everybody's watching a dog get the meat. Please don't watch somebody while they eat, guards. You are ridiculous. Hate to see that coming. I hate to watch you go, but I watch to watch you leave. Watch to watch you leave? Crazy. Love to watch you leave. So the trust went up like crazy. So I'm thinking, I think I can have an army of dogs, right? I get an army of dogs, and that'd be good. Let me explain why dogs are so good. If you have a dog with you in a battle, he will go around and gather the items for you. He will gather the loot for you as you battle. And that's really good because there's some places where you fight and you just don't want to pick up all that loot. He will auto put it in your inventory. You don't have to pick it up out of his mouth. It will just automatically go in your inventory. And also, from what I understand, if maybe I'm stupid, he doesn't in any way, shape, or form take damage. At least from what I've seen him do, he doesn't take any damage, which is pretty sick. That's just pretty sick overall. Very happy about that. Very happy he doesn't take any damage. He's gone now. So, keep it pushing. We get more information about some rumors. It seems he's heard words. This guy right here, he's always going to hear rumors about where the other gray mains are going to be. And because he's hearing rumors and stuff like that, you have to go investigate those rumors. And those rumors could have precedence to them, or they could just kind of be a bunch of worthless garbage. So, I haven't had any rumors be worthless garbage, but I've heard people have rumors be worthless garbage. I didn't even know that was a possible thing, but I do appreciate that and respect that. Now then, this is the part where I gain the ability to use wagons. Wagons are important because, and this is very specific, you can put packaged trade goods within the wagons. Now, I don't think I'm ever going to use this system in full effect. I don't think so, but you can sell wagons and all this other stuff because we grabbed a wagon from a bunch of bandits and we were going to have a bunch of food on it and all this other stuff. We can have all these packaged trade goods and we can steal regular wagons. That's sick. That's a pretty cool mechanic. And you would have never discovered this if you didn't do this quest line because I'm not on the main quest line. I haven't been on the main quest line in quite some time. I'm just doing a bunch of side random garbage over and over and over again. And I got to respect that. I got to respect the game just lets you kind of do whatever you want to. It's also really peaceful riding through the wagon where you're not the one driving it. Driving the wagon kind of sucks. I don't like driving the wagon. But when you're not the one doing the wagon driving, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I enjoy that indubitably. It's really fun to not be the one. I like when people drive for me. I'm a huge passenger princess. So, outside of me being a passenger princess, this woman comes up to me and explains how she's very happy that I took out the Stag Lord because her husband lost to the Stag Lord and she lost her husband. Now, that means she's single and I can make her my wife is what I'm discovering. All I heard was that she's single and that she could be my wife because I'm stronger than her husband. That's the only thought that's going through my mind. That's what I'm discovering. And I can put her in a cage in my house and poke her with a stick. See, this is why they can't let me have the ability to make slaves. Because I would grab every person, every goblin, every man, every noble, every woman, every child, and put them in a cage and poke them with a stick. That's what I'd do. So, I figured out how to dye armor. That's cool. I am now Icarus the Red. This looks sick as hell to me. I love solo leveling a lot, and I figured out how to dye armor. Dyeing armor is locked behind these quests where you find gray mains, like I'm finding people right here. They're locked behind these quests. And when you find these two guys, you get the ability to buy food at the base. And as the base expands, I'm pretty sure more items are going to become readily available. You can buy food. This is important. You can buy food from these guys and give it to the provision guy over and over again. You can just keep doing that in an infinite self-feeding loop. Also, look around the camp. The camp is the only place where you can take anything you want and nobody considers it stealing.
which is really nice because everywhere else you go is considered stealing, and it kind of pisses me off that it's considered stealing. It's dumb. So after that, we get more Gray Mane stuff, and this guy, he's explaining, well, actually, let me explain something to you. I lost all my money gambling. And I said, are you my father? And he said, I'm not your daddy. I lost all my money gambling. And I'm listening to his story and listening to his tale. And all I'm hearing is that he lost an incredulous amount of coin gambling at the gambling place. Now, personally, I haven't lost once. I haven't lost that gambling rink once. I clear shop at that gambling rink. This guy just isn't a good gambler. That's all I'm discovering. So he says, you go there. You gamble for me. I got kicked out. But if you go there, then you could do more for me. And then people will know that they're scammers, right? And I'm saying, I guess I can do that. He said, yeah, it just seems like he's drunk overall. It doesn't seem like he actively is doing that. And this is the part where I wish I could skip cutscenes. But I'm learning about him. I'm definitely learning about him. So after that, after he explains his tale, I go there and I'm saying, hey man, I'm welcome to a whole new world. I'm going to learn how to play Perfect 9. And this is, I think, where you're supposed to discover the gambling game. I don't know if you're supposed to discover it earlier, but I'm doing a lot of things I'm not supposed to. I already gambled before in this game, and I'm going to go here and I'm going to gamble. So, remember how we explained all those rules about gambling and how Perfect 9 works? I probably should have paid attention to a whole bunch of that because I do have a lot of money right now. I'm not harping for cash. I'm not trying to straggle it down. I have a crazy amount of money. I've been stealing gold bars and trading them in. This guy is cheating, I think. So I don't know. So I'm doing the gambling game, right? I'm having the time of my life. I love being at the table. Oh, how I love being at the table. And my only strategy, honestly, is going all in. All I know in this lifetime is to go all in on every single hand that I have because it makes the most sense because it stresses everybody out. It just stresses them out. It makes them pissed off. So my strategy always is to go all in. Hopefully they're confident in their hands. I have a few points, and I think I'm doing great. I win immediately. I'm laughing. I'm doing fine. I win the game. Things are good. I think that I'm doing fantastic because I don't understand the game. I think if I get more points or a perfect 9 or a 10 pair, I'm fine. I don't know if my hand's good. All that I know is that I'm the greatest to ever do it. Now, there is a hat you can get where you can cheat, and there is also a way you can figure these out pretty much easily. I want to get the cheater's hat really bad. There's a hat specifically in this game somewhere. I don't know where it's at, but someone told me about it because I was reading up about it where you can get a hat where you can cheat, and I want to figure that out. And it would be fun to have that hat and then just clear shop over and over again and just become a cheater. He folded twice, and he decided, okay, I'm going to fold twice, and that's pretty much all I got. So I win this, and I think I'm supposed to win 3 times. Whatever this game is, supposed to win 3 times. And then I noticed something sneaky about what he's doing. So I'm doing this, and I know it's something sneaky. Now, the reason I know it's something sneaky is simply for one reason and one reason alone. I didn't know in the bottom right where it says view hands that there was a button that said accuse. I didn't know that. I didn't know what accuse meant. So you see on the bottom right where you have all these options, I went all in. I'm going crazy. And he's having a good time. He's doing what he wants to. I don't know what he's doing. He goes all in as well. He puts all that money down. He goes all in. And then I accuse him of cheating because I didn't notice I could say accuse. I didn't know I could do that. And then I think I got it right. I don't know what really tells if I'm doing it right. I don't know. But this guy right here, boom, crushed his hand because he got caught cheating. I didn't know if he actually got caught cheating. I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. Maybe I just lost the only person that was going to allow me to finish this quest because I still, to this day, haven't finished this quest. I didn't do this quest. I wasn't able to finish it. So I'm stuck here with 2 out of 3 wins. I don't know what to do. Was I supposed to find a cheater? I thought I found the cheater. I thought that was supposed to be the entire thing. That felt strange. I didn't get kicked out of gambling. I didn't know what happened. Nobody's here. Do I wait? I That was dumb. That was idiot. That was so annoying to me that I don't even know what I did. Anyways, I can't harp on this for too long, so we go to the next part. Next thing we had to do was this man with the spear boy. We're talking at the dead of night. He must want to meet me on Grindr or something like that because he wants to make sure nobody is knowing about this meeting. And I'm dressed in full armor. I can't take this off as easily, so we're gonna have to organize a different time. So he says, just figure out the spear manual stuff, and I'll tell you the secrets of my spear. My family has the greatest spear to ever exist. Hopefully I can get this spear. I listened to his request, and life's going good for me. So after we did that little request thing for the boy, she's crying and she's sad and she's upset. Well, actually, no, sorry, let me phrase that better. I found her. I found all my people. I found more Greymanes. And I just keep doing Greymane quests because they're all happy to see me. And I gotta admit that everybody thought I was dead. Everyone thought that I died. Everyone thought that I was packed up, Grim Reaper high-fived me. Everybody thought that I was meeting my maker, but nobody can make me because I created myself. What came first, the chicken or the egg? The omelet came first because you can't make anything without the omelet. The omelet is the only reason chicken and egg exists. Boom, bang, boom. So after that, I ended up talking to these goblins. Just feel racial. I don't know what it is. It's every time I see one of these goblins, I'm feeling like I'm not supposed to be looking at them and thinking what I'm thinking. I don't know. Maybe myself is racist. Maybe me, myself, and I, that's how I got to the end of time. Maybe I am racist. Maybe I am. Who knows? Anyways, there's this whole trade quest thing where they're talking about trading and somebody's lying about the trade request, and I end up turning in these quests to get some more inventory slots, come to a merchant guild quest, and they're just saying, hey, there's people lying about the honey, and the honey is of low quality. You gotta check the storage of the honey and all this other. I'm not really paying attention to any of this stuff, to be quite honest with you. What I'm really doing is trying to get more inventory slots. So I end up talking to this guy again, who has decked himself out in crazier armor. He looks insane. He looks like the guys I see, and there's this Arabic part in my city called Dearborn, and he looks like one of the guys I see walking around in Dearborn because they're always wearing these really cool clothes and all these ornaments and all this other stuff. He looks like one of those guys. That's my thought process there. He's got his open chest out, showing me his little goblin chest and saying like, yeah, I can get any girl I want to, man. I'm the biggest to ever do it. But he wants me to go around and see who's lying and figuring out how we can figure out this trade deal. So I gotta play Inspector Gadget and figure out everybody's story and figure that out. And then he's gonna deal with that accordingly. I didn't feel like doing this, to be quite honest with you. I really didn't at this point. I specifically this quest I didn't want to do. I didn't want to do this quest because being around the goblins and how they're designed makes me a little uncomfortable. I don't know what it is. And I imagine this is what it's like for people that feel white guilt. I imagine this is the exact feeling of what it is. Because I feel as though these goblins are supposed to be some form of racist caricature about a specific kind of people who I won't name in this video. And every time I see the goblins, it's really reinforced that happens every single time. That's just what it feels like. And I want to do the request and get all my stuff and all this gobbledygook and garbage. But I just feel, I feel strange every single time I look at this stuff. But I was playing this game for a long time, and at this point, I was getting a little bit tired and knackered at this exact moment. I was just a little bit sleepy when I was playing this, and I could tell that it was affecting my gameplay, but I didn't want to leave the world. I really didn't want to. I really just wanted to keep the game on and fall asleep and wake up and go right back into it in this endless self-eating loop of playing this game to the end of time till time infantisium. That's really what I wanted. I'm not sure why I teleported back to the same exact spot. I felt as though I was missing something with the quest. I felt as though there was an NPC that was supposed to pop up. I don't know. I do not recall what was supposed to happen, but I do know one thing. I do know that there was a very specific reason for me doing this, and the time it made sense, but I was so sleepy that my brain didn't coagulate, didn't correlate anything making sense at all. I believe I was waiting for an NPC of some sort. I don't know, but it turns out he was actually back here, and that was the request I was supposed to do. It was some request. That was the whole quest, the whole thing. Anyways, after that, I ended up talking to Adrian Alfonso. and he was talking about giving me a spear because he thought one of my save points was some ancient ruins that was going to be a weapon, and it wasn't a weapon at all. And he said, "Oh, I'm happy you investigated that for me." And it kind of ended very lackluster. I thought I was going to get like a big battle or something like that, but he just wanted me to investigate a ruin. I think he realized that he was asking me a bunch of garbage, and he said I can come to Lioncrest Manor anytime. So I'm going to be stealing a lot more gold bars from this rich noble. That's what I'm going to be doing. I discovered the witch. This witch is how you do the Abyss Gear stuff. Everything Abyss Gear is done through witches. Every witch you meet, you're going to meet more than one witch, but she is the start of how you extract Abyss Gears, how you put Abyss Gears on other weapons, how you can decide it all. And I was thinking that if I extract an Abyss Gear, will it get destroyed? It doesn't get destroyed. I'm happy about that. You can combine Abyss Gears with other Abyss Gears to get stronger Abyss Gears, and that keeps going until over and over and over again. And I imagine some people are going to make some really crazy, cracked, disgusting builds, and I'm really happy about that they have this system within the game, and you can just put them onto other things. It costs a little bit of gold to get the slots opened up, but if you steal enough, sorry, I always say gold. I always say gold. It costs a little bit of silver to get those slots opened up, but you can see how much each do. Two-handed weapons do 5 slots and all this other stuff, and opening them up allows for more slots. It's a really good system, and you're going to have a lot of fun customizing your weapons when you get to the system because it is very comprehensive and it is extremely large. After doing this for a little bit and not putting anything on my weapons because I didn't have any Abyss Gears, I decided I want to go back to where the Reed Devil was to figure out what was going on over there. I wanted to figure out if there was anything past that. And I found this lady, this stranger, who, so in the hood, there's this thing where a woman will flirt with you and get you back to her place so her homies are going to jump you. Now, I'm not saying that this game was inspired by that, but it's called getting snuck, getting sneaked. It's called a honey trap, essentially. It's what happens a lot of times to a lot of black brothers in the hood. Usually it's a prettier girl, and then her brother and his friends will rob the guy because he got something on him and obviously has some really good armor on me. So this woman, upon getting me to this area, she immediately disappeared, and I had to fight a bunch of people. I don't know where she went. She turned into dust. She got out of there. Turns out this whole village needs to get destroyed. That was my thought process. But I hated that little sneaking nonsense. That was a little bit stupid and dumb. So, after clearing out all these people, I ended up finding another Sealed Abyss artifact, which has a crazy request on it. It wants me to get on my horse and ride for 40 minutes or something from one place to another. I'm not sure what was up with this Abyss request. It wants me to do some crazy stuff. This is why I'm happy you can just regularly level up, because I don't think I'm ever finishing that. That seems crazy. That seems psychotic. I'm not doing that. That's nuts. That is actually nuts. Why would I ever do that? That's dumb. So I figured out where the Reed Devil was, or at least where his village was. And this is a beautiful bit of world building. In the Sunset Valley, this area, this outcast area, this little side tangent area where there's 2 Sealed Abyss fragments back to back for some reason. Not really sure why there is. Don't really care about that. But in this little area, this is beautiful. This is lovely. This tiny little town of outcasts and lepers, essentially, just stuck here and to be ridiculed by the bigger population. That's beautiful. I figured out where the Reed Devil's house was, ended up getting his mask and reading his lore in his book. So it turns out, as you can see here, it tells you all about how he was shunned from the land and how those deaths remained unspoken and they were able to slain in secret. And then came a day, a great stone fell from the heavens, and you learn and turn the page, you read all that stuff. It turns out that the grudge created the Wraith, and this Wraith gave rise to a demon known as the Reed Devil. And then you discover more that the reeds and the things just a common scarecrow stands over. And as these common scarecrows stand, you discover his history, his vision, his lore. And I thought that was really beautiful. I thought that was lovely. I thought it was really lovely. And then I remembered that there is a bounty here. There's a bounty here. I can go get this bounty. I see the bounty right in front of me. He's trying to hide out and say that he's not actively the person in the bounty, but he gets a good whiff at me. He knows I'm looking at him. He can tell that he's about to get the book in it. Oh, you thought I wouldn't know? You thought I wouldn't know? I tackle him and I accidentally assaulted somebody. Someone spotted me as a threat and I got a crime and I got a fine. I don't know why this happened. I have to be very mindful of me moving around in this game because if I break a fence or if I break a door or if I mess something up, I get a fine. And if you get a fine, your map is red and it looks stupid. It's a dumb system. I hate it. But I guess that makes sense. That just tracks. That just makes sense for what this game is trying to do overall. I'm not even going to lie about it. That just makes sense for what this game is trying to do. But after I turned this guy in, that was pretty much the end of the day for this whole fiasco. I ended up taking a nap after I turned this quest in specifically. And in the reed field, there's like 100 scarecrows. I'll talk about that later. But man, this was a lot. This was a whole lot.